Okay, well, I guess we'll just. I guess I'll just edit it as it pops up, which I feel like doesn't do as well. But I think we're live on both YouTube and. Oh, okay. It's titled "Debating MAGA number 3," even though this is debating MAGA number 4 on the YouTube side of things. Well, and the thumbnail is still number 3, but that's fine. We'll fix that later. Okay. Amazing. Kayla, what's up? Ken's, what's up? Ashlyn, what's up? Southern, what's up? As many are saying, awake. It's nice and 10 p.m. here in the, the central time zone. What a great place to be. A great place. Uh-oh. Don't do it to me. And it's doing, okay. Well, 27 people on YouTube. What's up, everybody? We are live. Amazing. Someone say the best place to be. Well, Ken's, many people are telling me this. Many people. What's up, everybody? Good to see everyone on this Saturday night. Hope people are having a dandy night. Dandy. Wow. We'll get some Trump supporters in here to debate. Let me go. I'm trying to pull up the YouTube live. But, well, struggling just a little bit. Another Ashlyn has appeared. There's multiple. Great people. What's up, Ashlyn? Lenny, I think. Or Jenny? I'm sorry. I can read. Why is it, I mean, I feel like there should be like a way easier way to look at my live chat here, but whatever. It's fine. But if I go live, will it just be, oh, okay, there we go. Okay, now I can see my YouTube. This is easy. I'm so woke. I'm awake close to midnight. That's right, Chris. W's. Emma, what's up? Norway. 5 a.m. here in Norway. Yo, thanks for tuning in from Norway on YouTube. What's up? I appreciate it. Hi from Australia. I appreciate each and every one of you. Good to see people. Morgan, what's up? Chris, what's up? Morgan, you were practically first. All right, what's up, everybody? If you are a Trump supporter, let me know. This Indiana game looks ballistic. Okay, let's get. What's your thoughts on what's going on with Waltz? What is going on with Tim Waltz? I don't think there's nothing going on with Tim Waltz. I think he's my guy. He's just chilling. Kayla, what's going on? What state am I in? Illinois. Born and raised in Georgia, moved to Illinois in January. Chi-town. Yeah, people, what's going on with Tim Walz? Nothing. What you mean by that? What you mean? The fraud? There's no fraud. I love how this random accusation of fraud appeared from it's like a Twitter account that's like the Minnesota Department of what is it? It's like clear. It's not an official government account. I don't even understand where the actual accusation is. That's what's hilarious. This is where Twitter's at. There's it was claiming to be an official I don't know, administrative agency of Minnesota on Twitter and being like, Tim Walz has destroyed us. And it's like, obviously that let's use critical thinking skills. Probably not. It's probably not how that would work. Right? So Trump had no inflation. Inflation is rising and Trump's in office right now. Nice. What did I miss? Morgan, what's going on? Anna, what's up? Over on the YouTube side of things. Oh, Chris, that's true. This is true. Because of Biden. Nice. I wish I was as fucking dumb as you. That wasn't very nice. I'm sorry. I should be nicer. Hello?
Hey.
Hi. Did you vote for Trump?
I must have misunderstood the problem. You're not looking for people from Massachusetts and Georgia?
Oh, no, I'm not. I was saying that I was born in Georgia and I moved to Illinois. Someone was asking me.
So you were born in one half of MAGA?
What? In Georgia?
You were born in the latter half of MAGA.
What?
Where were you born?
I was born in Atlanta.
What's the abbreviation for Georgia?
GA.
What's the second two letters of MAGA? What's the second half of MAGA?
Oh, okay. Now I understand.
Thank you for playing.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I guess he left. I understand now though. Maybe I'm okay. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. Good to see everyone. Double tap the screen for me. That's right, Caleb. That's right. Never heard that. Wow, neither have I. Against what is a woman? All right, bro. I mean, here we go. Here we go. We were having a good time up until only took just a few minutes of being live. Just instantly just. Thanks for the gifts, yo. Damon, so good to see you. I guess when I'm on TikTok live studio, it's like harder. The gifts are like not as well positioned, so I don't really see them. I apologize. Damon, so good to see you. How is everything? Good. Damon's an OG. Damon is an OG. We should talk about football. I was watching the Georgia game earlier. This Indiana game looks crazy. There's 1:09 left. Indiana's up 3. They're really about to beat Ohio State, bro. Allie, what's going on? Duke's up 10 on Virginia. Who cares about the fucking ACC, bro? Oh, they're all bummy. Sue, what's up? Oh, good to see everyone. Okay. If you are a Trump supporter, let me know. Yo, Keyshawn, it appears you don't have live access, so if you could just like not spam in my chat, that's like the only request. I care because if Duke wins, no Virginia in playoffs. I guess that definitely is true. There'll be no ACC team. Fair. Why do we not like Virginia? Why? Mendoza is the Heisman? Well, if he wins this, he definitely is the Heisman. That dude got clocked like second play of the game. I thought he was dead. Hello?
Hello.
What's up, howdy?
27.
Someone, Motorsport said, in the YouTube chat says, does Alabama make the playoffs? Yes, I think they do. 27. Because, and also for the record, it's because, they have 2 losses against like top ranked opponents. There's no way, I don't know who would get in besides like, unless some crazy shit. I guess, I feel like Duke winning would make it, or no, I feel like Virginia winning would make it more complicated for Alabama getting in. Is that right? Or Miami? Miami might still make it, but there's no way you can put Miami in over Alabama. Sorry. I'm 23. You're 27. What do you think of how Trump's doing?
What do I think about it? How do I think Trump is doing?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's doing great. I mean, what did he run on? What was his main campaign?
It sounds like you're a little muffled. Just by the way, I don't know if you like went underwater or something.
Oh, can you hear me better now?
There you go. The Bears better win tomorrow. Yeah. What was his main campaign? Well, he ran on like, the economy, the golden age of America, and like ending inflation on day one, and like ushering in like the greatest economy in America.
Bring jobs back.
Okay.
Bring factories back.
We've lost manufacturing jobs for 9 months straight under Donald Trump. We have lost more manufacturing jobs.
Ending wars.
Okay, so let's start with number 1.
How many car companies?
So wait. Let's start with number 1.
How many?
Can hold on. Can we start with the first thing you said, which was bringing manufacturing back? We have lost manufacturing jobs under Donald Trump. We have lost manufacturing jobs now. I think I said 9, but I'm going to say 8 months in a row. We have lost manufacturing jobs under Donald Trump. 8 straight months.
How many?
In a free fall.
How many vehicle companies are coming back to America?
Can you address what? Let's try to actually have a conversation. You made a point. You were like, he's bringing manufacturing back, and I'm like, well, that's not true because we've lost. Manufacturing jobs are in a free fall. So can you address that? Why have we lost Why have we lost manufacturing jobs under Donald Trump?
So far, there has been a loss in manufacturing jobs, but car companies are buying back in the United States. Chevy is planning on coming back. Ford planning on coming back. Dodge planning on coming back.
So why?
Kia.
What was the cause of the big? Because again, like we weren't losing manufacturing jobs at this rate in November or December or January, but then Donald Trump got in and implemented his tariffs, and like we really started to see like a much stronger shed of manufacturing jobs. So I'm just trying to figure out if there's like a reason for that. Because again, dude ran on.
Yeah, so the tariffs have to be tweaked. I mean, the tariffs are good if implemented properly.
So Trump's not implementing his own
You
policy
know,
properly.
not yet. Like I said, it needs to be tweaked. You know, things need to be changed up a little bit. When was the last time tariffs were an active part of the United States government in this amount?
Like the 20s. But
Yeah.
so you're saying
So
Trump's not doing a good job, right? Yet.
no, what I'm saying is that he's the first person to do this in 100 years.
Okay. But like that's kind of like, I guess, goes back to the original point of like where we started. You were like, yeah, I think he's doing good because what he ran on. Well, like he didn't run on like, oh, it's like I want to change things and it'll take time. He actually ran on like on day one, I will fix all of this immediately because everybody in government is incompetent. I mean, I would argue that was like the main premise of Donald Trump. Like he didn't run on these are my economic policies. He literally ran on the idea of like Republicans, Democrats, like everybody is stupid. Everybody's dumb. The reason inflation is happening is not because of these complex political or economic issues. No. It's because Joe Biden is incompetent. Therefore, just get me in office because I'm not incompetent. Make a few phone calls, and boom, it's fixed. When obviously, like we're seeing, and in correlation to like those losing those manufacturing jobs, we're seeing inflation rise. So like, I feel like he's doing really bad, based on these things.
Yeah, so he's only been in office for what, 11 months? Not even.
Yeah. I feel like he probably shouldn't have ran
Yeah.
on fixing it all on day one then.
Yeah, I mean, we can both agree on that. There's many things I disagree with Trump, but do I think that this is better for the greater good of our country in the long term? Yes. Do I think that more factories are going to come back here? Do I think that we're going to see more jobs in America than we've seen in a long time? Yes. Do I think that we're going to see cars actually built in America for the first time in a long time? Yes. So
Cars built in America.
not every component built in America, but more assembled in America.
I mean,
There
were cars
Chevy.
there was cars being assembled in America, obviously, like
Yeah.
long before, Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Assembled
like
in America.
like 7-8 years ago,
We're going to see more of it.
Georgia got like a massive like Hyundai plant. It was like $2.5 billion, and they're assembling vehicles in South Georgia. Although they're kind of upset because they the American government incentivized them to move manufacturing to South Georgia. They did it, and now they're getting screwed over because it's way more expensive for them to assemble their cars in America because they have to bring in parts from other.
What are the most two unreliable vehicle brands?
The most two unreliable.
Hyundai and Kia.
No.
Yeah, their motors blow under 50,000 miles.
Okay, so two things.
Most of the time.
So two things. First of all, I have no idea how that relates to the second conversation, and also that's just not true. I'd say I think the most unreliable vehicle in the United States is
No,
Jeep.
no, that is true. I literally have worked in a Kia dealership fixing their cars under warranty. Their motors are blowing under 50,000 miles
Okay. Well, what does that have to do with the fact that like
consistently.
can you address the fact that like
They're
their
garbage.
they brought their manufacturing to the United States and now they're being punished for doing so? Like again, this goes back to like I guess back to the original question, which is you say like, "Oh, I just believe that hey, manufacturing jobs, we've lost manufacturing jobs under Donald Trump and inflation is rising and these things, but the tariffs just have to be tweaked." Can you like elaborate on that at all?
Yeah, so obviously the farmers and what they need from other countries should not be under tariffs. Obviously the farmers shouldn't be paying more for the things that they
So
need from
why
other
is Donald
countries.
so why is Donald
Such as
continue. Just continue.
such as fertilizer, I mean, which most of it is homemade here, but such as fertilizer, seeds, such as things that they buy on a constant basis, grain, to feed their animals and to sustain their crops. Those things should not be under tariffs, and then also their equipment and our vehicles should not be underneath the tariffs. So
So does
if we take it and implement it in such a way that these factories that are here aren't paying giant tariffs, but the equipment that you and I buy, like let's say if you need a refrigerator, your refrigerator comes from China, Japan, whatever. Your refrigerator comes from there. Yeah, you should pay tariffs on that. Should the farmers pay extra on their tractor? No.
So I mean,
Should
it kind of sounds like,
Ford pay extra on their parts?
I mean,
No.
again, it kind of just sounds like you think Trump's doing bad and you disagree with him. Like, I don't know. You're like, I think that like
No, he's gonna tweak them. He is
why?
tweaking
How do you
them.
know?
He is
Why?
changing the
Why
tariff.
has it been 9 months and we've lost manufacturing jobs and the things you're describing right now aren't happening? I haven't heard anything about that. Trump's not.
Is he not changing the tariffs? Has he
The
has he
only,
just implemented all these tariffs and not changed them at all?
I mean, the most recent thing he did with the tariffs was he got rid of tariffs on perishable, like a bunch of different food items, because grocery prices
Right.
right. So grocery prices were exploding, and then he's like, "Damn, this seems." We were like, "Yeah, if you put tariffs on like goods that like you can't grow avocados in the United States, so if you put tariffs on Mexico, for example, then everyone's avocados are going to go up." And they were like, "No, that's not true." And then it happened, and everybody we had elections like 3 weeks ago, and everybody voted for Democrats, and then Trump was like, "Fuck." So then they reversed course on their own tariffs. That's the only thing I'm familiar with so far. But my point being is like, again, I just feel kind of like this is like a lot of, not to be like that guy, but this seems like a lot of like cope. You're just like, I think it'll change. Like Trump will figure, like he ran on this and it's all the opposite of what he ran on, but he's just got to tweak it. It's like, okay, well, just then like, why is that just not he's doing a bad job? He ran on lowering inflation. Inflation has ticked up for like 4 straight months or something. He ran on manufacturing jobs. We've lost manufacturing jobs for 8 straight months. He ran on like the golden age of America. The unemployment rate is rising. This is the slowest pace of hiring this country has seen since 2009. 40% of people making $300,000 are living paycheck to paycheck, according to Goldman Sachs on Friday. Those are bad signs for the economy.
Under 400,000 are living paycheck to paycheck.
300,000 are living. 40% of people making $300,000 are living paycheck to paycheck, according to Goldman Sachs. Which, by the way, chat, that's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Sounds like a fucking dumb problem, bud. But anyways, I mean, it's common sense. I mean, I don't understand how people don't understand this. Things need to be implemented. Things need to be tested out and trialed in order to figure out what works and what doesn't work.
So again,
If
it just goes back to the whole original where we started, dude. You can't like that. This is literally JD Vance said this 3 days ago. He said, people are bitching and moaning. AKA, we got like historically blown out in these like elections, like in New York City and New Jersey and Georgia and Mississippi and all these places. And it's like people are bitching, but it's going to take time to fix what Joe Biden broke. But it's like that sucks. If only you didn't run on fixing it all on day one. Like I did not sit here on do this and go around the country for people to claim that they were eating in like standing in soup lines because Joe Biden's economy was so bad, which was just such fucking bullshit. And then to come back while the economy is everybody's feeling the squeeze for everyone to just be like, it's fine. We just got to give it more time. Like it's just bullshit. Like it's just political fucking garbage. Like
Okay.
It's just dumb. It's stupid.
Okay.
Like
How many people are happy?
Trump's policies, and again, to the point of if you're like, oh, he's gonna fix it eventually, like this takes time. Okay, but it's not like he's implementing policies that are showing some promise toward like we just have to figure it out. He's implementing policies, and then inflation is rising, and then producers, manufacturers, businesses, the Fed, the banks, they're like, hey, those tariffs are slowing growth and causing inflation. And we still have all the tariffs. So it's like, I don't know how, I mean, the dumbest thing you can do in life is the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. I don't know what's going to change magically in the next year. It's just confusing.
So what is his rating? Was it 36%?
His approval rating? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's easier on this issue to go by like on the approval ratings. Like it's definitely lower. The lowest it's ever been, but I think it's easier to go based
lowest it's ever been for who?
For Donald Trump.
It was lower for Biden.
No.
It was lower for Biden.
He's actually Donald Trump right now has a lower approval rating on the economy and inflation than Joe Biden did at his worst. When we look at these polls, for example,
Can you Google it for me?
For example, what's up?
Can you Google that for me?
Yeah, hold on a
What
second.
is Donald Trump's approval rating right now,
Okay.
and what was
Oh my God.
Biden's overall?
Yeah, I got you, buddy. Now, if Trump, oh my God, approval. Oh, wait,
I think Biden is slightly under
okay.
Trump's.
The point being is that yeah, when we look at like these polls, right? When we look at these polls, like Trump approval on inflation and economy, CNN poll October 2024, he's plus 10, plus 10. That same poll right now, minus 26. That's a 36-point flip. When we look at like, I don't know what poll this was, his approval amongst Gen Z, he was like plus, like, I don't know, like plus 11 or something going into the election. That same poll right now, he's underwater 40 points. 40, same poll. It's like he is getting,
Gen Z,
yes, he's getting,
the worst Democratic, the worst thing that ever happened to Democrats. These people are radical. The people under 30 are literally the worst thing. They're pushing people out of the Democrat Party and into the Republican Party. Everybody older than 40,
Gen Z
for
literally,
the majority,
Gen Z,
is switching to Republican
my demographic literally,
because of
yeah.
people under
Are you listening?
30
Are you listening?
in the Democratic Party.
This is what I'm saying. This is my
I am now.
part of what you're saying right now. It was true, or at least like my demographic, young white men literally handed the election to Trump. But that same demographic right now has flipped on its head all of a sudden and views Trump very negatively. So it's just like that.
Not in my area.
Okay, I don't. My God, dude, I just like. I can't do these lives because it just destroys my faith in the American public. So here you go. Net approval by issue, Donald Trump. This is
The Republic.
This is Donald. This is let's see. 321 days into Donald Trump's term, the president's net approval rating is minus 19, down half a point since last week. 38% approve, 57% disapprove. At this point, under Biden, Biden was underwater 7 points. Trump first term was underwater 16 points. Trump second term right now, he's underwater 17 points. If we look at by the issue,
As a whole.
if we look at as a whole, if we look at net approval by issue, inflation and prices, where he was in is this gonna hold on a second? Give me a second.
Mind you, we've had this president before.
Yeah, no shit. So if we
Let's do it as a whole.
so if we look like at January, if we look at January like 20th or January 20 like 5th, this is late January. I can't see the exact number because my phone's cutting off. Okay, approval on inflation and prices on this poll, The Economist, he was plus like 6. Okay, late January, he's in office. That same poll right now by The Economist, he's negative 34. He's underwater 34 points on inflation and prices. On jobs in the economy, he was plus 10 in late January. That same poll, Economist, he's minus 20. Taxes and spending, he was plus 5. He's now minus 20. Immigration, he was plus 15. He's now minus 10. National security, he was plus 10. He's now minus 3. I mean, he's more hated than he's ever been. Because why? Because inflation is rising and no one can afford shit. You can't run on promising the golden age of America and then a year in, everything is worse than it was. Doesn't really bode well.
What's so much more expensive in the grocery store where you are? I mean, I have a picture from a week and a half ago. I was at the grocery store, 18 eggs, $2.
Okay. I mean, I feel like it doesn't really, like, I just
A
feel,
dozen and a half eggs, $2.
I just feel like the whole, like, anecdotal thing is not really that helpful. We could just look at the data, right? The data shows grocery prices are up. The president right now, president this week, what did he say? Grocery prices are down. We look at the data. Gas prices are just a hair higher right now than they were a year ago today. They're about the same. The president on a stage, the president on a stage this week. I need you to hear my words when I say this. The president this week said gas prices were at a 20-year low, right? The American people don't like being lied to. They're being relentlessly lied to about this issue.
Okay, what is gas prices in Oklahoma? Touching a low of 196 a gallon, average of 134 or 144 a gallon, or 244 a gallon, I mean.
Okay. What is your what? Okay.
My state right now in my local town,
That's amazing.
279.
I'm glad. That's great. I mean, you live
Yeah.
in
So that's not Oklahoma.
well, that's great. You live in fucking
That's Pennsylvania.
Wait, what? Was that
That's
Oklahoma?
Pennsylvania. Oklahoma is 196 as a low, 234 as a median, 234 to 244 as a median.
Okay.
What state do you live in? What are gas prices there?
I'm in Illinois. Gas prices are high.
As in what? What is high?
I don't know, like $4.
What was the gas last time you went to the gas station?
Like
$4.
Yeah.
Sounds like you chose the wrong fucking state, bud.
Yeah. I moved from Atlanta where gas prices were high to Chicago where gas prices were high. You live in a state that ranks last in education, last in public health, last in like everything. You have nothing in your state, so of course fucking prices are going to be low. I'm sorry. Yeah, prices in a major city.
Why would you move to a place that ranks last in everything?
I'm talking about you. You live in
You're
Oklahoma.
supposed to be smart, bro.
Don't you live in Oklahoma?
No, that's Oklahoma. No, I live in Pennsylvania.
Bro, why do you keep talking about fucking Oklahoma?
Oklahoma gas prices. I live in Pennsylvania.
So who the fuck brought up Oklahoma? Who brought up Oklahoma?
I'm in the top 5 education states.
Okay. Guys, what is going on here? Listen, my guy was respectful, but I have a feeling he might be hitting the za, dude. You gotta go to bed, bro. Go to bed. Was I tweaking? Like, did I go crazy there? We started mentioning Oklahoma. I'm like, what is going on? Shout out Pennsylvania, though. That dude was nice. I hope you like your governor. Great governor. Great individual. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. Heavy, what's up? Jesse, what's going on? Taylor, what's up? Good to see everybody. I got church in the AM anyways. Okay, you know what? Get some rest then. Get some rest. I wasn't even trying to hate. I just feel like I kind of sense that you were maybe a little out of it. Well, Captain, you're not wrong. On the YouTube side, good to see everyone. John, what's up? Jack, what's up? Christian, good to see you. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. GT's live? Man, I'd go hang with GT, man. I'd go hang with GT. I haven't been in a GT live forever. Brian, what's up? W Hoodie, yo, Christian, appreciate you. Appreciate you. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know in the comments. I'll bring you up. Jesse, I love you. Zay V, isn't that what I said? Wow. It's so good to see you. I hope you're well. Hayden, good to see you. Bro, I want to get on GT's live, bro. I haven't been on there in forever. Mateo, what's up? National average from last year is like a penny difference. Yeah, exactly. WP, I appreciate that on the YouTube side. Okay, if you are a Trump supporter, let me know. You've been live so much. Matt, it's good to see you. I've been trying. Where have I been, nephew? Wow, so good to see you. I've been around, hanging. I feel like I've been live a good amount. John Stone is MAGA. Okay. Oh, thank you. Wow, Noah, holy shit. Thank you so much. Noah, dude, that's great.
Hey, how you doing?
W's for Noah. Good, how are you?
Good, man.
Fuck.
Yeah, I support President Trump. I'm MAGA.
Okay. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 40.
Okay. Well, what do you think of how Trump's doing right now?
Yeah, this is all my personal opinion. I think he's doing really good. I agree with the decision to hit Iran back on June 21st and Operation Midnight Hammer. He's put an end to all this woke DEI nonsense. He's secured the border. Doing really good.
Okay. Any frustrations with like the economy?
Man, I'm not a fan of the big beautiful bill. I'm really not a fan of the tariffs either.
Noah, thank you
overall,
so much. I appreciate that. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the tariffs or the big beautiful bill, but I don't really focus on the economy as much, Chris, because, and like I said, this is all my personal opinion, but the economy, since around the time I was born, the debt has went from about 3 trillion to about 39 trillion, right? So it's a fiat currency. It's just based on American power. The fact that we have 750 military bases about around the world. It's we have an empire, and our economy is really just based on maintaining the American empire. I mean, that's why he's making these moves in Venezuela. That's why he's talking about annexing Canada and Greenland too. It's just about maintaining American power.
Okay. Sounds like that you don't love that. Maple subscribe from Canada. Thank you.
Well, I mean, it's we should try and it's people say, well, he's alienating our allies in Western Europe, but man, I mean, I got to be honest with you, like Western Europe, like the UK, Germany, Italy, Sweden, they've kind of went crazy with their woke agenda.
What is this? Yeah, what is this? So, what is this like woke DEI stuff you keep talking about? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, man, it seems like the villainization of whiteness is the opiate of the left.
Holy fucking shit, dude! Oh my god, the conservative victim complex has never been is like truly fucking elite. I actually feel like the answer to what you just said is that you desperately want to be oppressed and you're not oppressed. People like you and I are not oppressed. I don't know why you want to be oppressed, but come on, dude. There's no way you actually fucking believe that.
Well, I think there's two types of straight white men. There's you that
Oh, here we
is
go,
going to
chat.
forever
Here we go.
is going to forever kowtow and apologize.
When have I ever apologized for being white? Like, just pause right there. I'm sorry, I'm going to get angry because this.
Calm down, buddy.
No, this subject is fucking crazy to me. You're already about to go on this whole rant about something that doesn't exist. You're scared of something that doesn't happen. You start right there. You're like, there's two types of people. People who apologize for. When have I ever apologized for being white? I've never done that. I don't apologize for being white. You know what I do? I'm like, hey, I'm not oppressed. I'm the most privileged person in society. I can go outside without thinking about my race, and furthermore, without like my gender or sexuality, being a straight white man. That's pretty fucking basic shit. I'm not sitting here apologizing. I'm not fucking on my knees. It's just fucking basic like understanding of society and like empathy and trying to like break down the systemic issues because, we enslaved an entire group of people for like the vast majority of our country's existence. So, like, what are you talking about right now? Where is this, like, attack on whiteness coming from? Have you ever been the victim of, like, racism?
Well, there's approximately 25 million slaves in the world today, and they're primarily located in India, China, and Africa.
Okay, that's fantastic. I'm talking about the United States of America.
All right, well, Chris, look, man. The summer of 2020, the Gaza protests, the ICE protests, the importation of the third world into the West, it's all the same thing, man. It's the villainization of whiteness is the opiate of the left. Right? Here's what the left believes, okay? Along with the glamorization of homosexuality, the left believes that Western civilization is an authoritarian patriarchy, okay, that engineered whiteness out of G-side, colonialism, slavery, and imperialism. But what I'm trying to tell you, all kinds of other cultures throughout history, like the Aztecs, the Moors, Genghis Khan, the Persian Empire, the Ottoman Empire, Imperial Japan, they were all doing very similar things, all right? It's just the way of the world. But the left, well, you have a pathological altruism, okay? Sam Harris would probably call this moral confusion, or Gad Saad would say S-side empathy, all right? But it's just, this is why approximately, 30 to 40% of people on the right, your age, are becoming groypers, man. Because young white men have been feminized and villainized. And you don't see this? What is the appeal of Nick Fuentes?
I understand.
Look, I like it.
I understand.
You know
Believe it or not, I understand inherently. I get it, and have done extensive amounts of work about the fact that like young white men are becoming fucking schnazis. I understand, right? And I understand that there's a group of people who tend to be either my age or a little younger, like 19, maybe 18. And the way they view the world is that they got into school and they looked around as middle school students, high school students, and nobody talked about them. It was all about everybody else. This is their viewpoint. That it was always about equality for women, or about the LGBTQ plus community, or about African American History Month. And they saw this in middle school, and they saw this in high school, and nobody ever talked about them. And there was a set of issues there that then arose that caused them to go down some type of pipeline, or say, you know what, so fucking sick and tired of never being talked about, and people hate, then they concocted this whole thing about being hated because of who they are or their race, etc. I understand inherently how they got there, and in fact, I have some amount of, because I'm able to put myself in other people's shoes, empathy for people who feel that hurt. But just because I understand it doesn't mean it's the fucking reality, okay? There's work that the left, and actually I wouldn't even call this the left. There's work that both the left and, I don't know, empathetic, decent human beings need to do to understand how that happened and why it happened, and to make sure we start fixing it, so specifically young white men stop going down this route. But the reality is that just because there's white men who are angry and upset and feel like they're oppressed and they can't get girlfriends doesn't mean it lives anywhere in reality, okay? And I think that there's a subset of answers to how we fix that. Things like education, understanding that every day, there's not a day for us. Every single day is a day for white straight men in America, right? These are basic things that I think our society could just do better at teaching. So don't come at it as oh, do you understand why everybody's so angry and likes Nick Fuentes? I spend an enormous amount of time listening to that guy. 11 p.m. at night going to bed, I will turn on that dude and I will just listen. Why? Because I'm trying so hard to understand, because when you understand, then you can crush him and this entire movement like little bugs, because they're just awful, innately horrible people. Referring to Nick Fuentes and then all the things he pushed. So
I don't like him.
So regardless, the point is, I understand. It just it doesn't make it right, and I don't care. If I feel and I know a lot of white men who are angry and upset, and putting an understanding. I have some empathy for that. And I think the left, to solve part of this problem, needs to come at this with a little bit more empathy. At the same time, however, what are we talking about here, dude? White people, I'm not going to fucking cave. You can lead with empathy and be and not just villainize and victimize people who are trying to figure out life, while simultaneously not caving on the idea that white people are being fucking villainized or there's some anti-whiteness. That is the most comically absurd thing I have ever fucking heard in my life.
Well, do you know who James Lindsay is?
No.
Okay, so James Lindsay, he wrote I think the name of the book, I think it's called Cynical Theories, I think, but he's a PhD mathematician, right? And he did about 20 hoax papers that he submitted that were just absolutely ridiculous. But yet, this is what I'm trying to explain to you, that colleges are captured by the left, okay? It's because of postmodernism in the Frankfurt School. All right, are you familiar with those things?
Sure.
No? Okay. Well, James Lindsay, like I say, he did about 20 papers, and I think about 7 of them were accepted for publication. I think 4 of them actually got published. And the main one that I want to discuss with you is he basically took the manifesto of Mr. Mustache, and he just replaced the word Jewish with straight white men. Okay, this is why I'm telling you white men have been villainized. Okay, and that's accepted on colleges, man. The colleges and universities are captured by the left. And this is what they believe. They think that straight white men are just the worst thing in the world. Do you not agree with that?
I've never met a single human being in my life.
And there's a lot of white people who believe this too, by the way, which I kind of find fascinating. But you're probably one of them. But
I don't.
Or maybe not.
I've never heard a single person say that in my entire life. So.
Well, why would this academic paper be accepted?
I have no idea. I know nothing about the academic paper you're referring to, nor do I believe that universities are captured by the left. Literally, just this week, the University of Oklahoma let go 2 of their two professors because students were they're coming after me for being white and Christian. Those 2 white Christians, one of them then went on a Fox News tour and got a medal from the fucking Oklahoma State legislature because, again, white people that just slave over the idea, like you, of being oppressed. There's something wrong in your life. You can't take accountability for X, Y, or Z. You desperately need to be oppressed. But my point being is that just this week would be proof that the university system isn't captured by the left. There was the girl who wrote the paper got a 0. The professor gets fired. Then there's another professor who is asked that week, hey, if we want to go to this protest, there's a scheduled protest on campus, will we get an excused absence for that? And the professor, without talking about her opinion on anything, says, yes, if you want to go to the protest, I will give you an excused absence. It's an activity on campus. She got let go this week. And the University of Oklahoma released a statement saying, we will not stand for teachers that try to take a position. Like, you felt like you don't, the university system is not captured by the left. These things have changed so much in the last 5 years, partly because of the Trump administration. I mean, all these universities now just cave to whatever he does.
Well, I mean, don't you think it's kind of BS to have like DEI pledges for like to be hired? I mean, don't you think that's
No.
unfair?
No,
I mean, why?
because I don't think it's unfair. What is unfair about it?
Well, it's again, this is if it's an infringement on freedom of speech and free expression and freedom of thought. I mean, why should somebody have to get to a DEI? Look, you want to know why DEI is?
Hold on. Pledging a DEI hire is an infringement on freedom of speech and expression?
Yeah.
You think
somebody doesn't do it? They shouldn't.
Say again?
If somebody doesn't want to take a DEI pledge, they shouldn't have to, and they should be able to be hired. That's BS, I think.
So you think that you should be able to tell like these private businesses who they can and can't hire?
Well, I was specifically talking about like, or you mean for colleges?
Well,
Some colleges are state schools, right? I mean,
yeah, I guess sure. I'm talking about we were talking about like two slightly, Sav, good to see, two slightly different things there. I was just referring to like, sorry, maybe I misunderstood what you said.
well,
I was just referring to the idea, the concept of like, like companies or people doing like DEI specific scholarships for specific races or specific like hire, like, hey, we're looking to hire like this many individuals that are this race. Like, yeah, I think that's totally fine. And I actually think, even as a Democrat who believes in very significantly larger government done the right way, I would not be comfortable with the government infringing that heavily on what a private business wants to do. And in fact, I think that there's enough studies that show that when human beings are collected in, for example, like doing work in office spaces, if there's more diversity in the office, the productivity level of everybody tends to go up. And there's been multiple studies about this. So some businesses may say, hey, we're looking to hire more diverse staff because it will increase our bottom line. You're going to tell private businesses that they can't increase their bottom line because what? You're a fucking pussy who thinks that like the office should be 99% white? Like, again, it's just like bullshit. If a company wants to have a quota for fucking like African Americans, for example, I think that's great. They should do whatever they want. And
just meritocracy. It should have nothing to do with a person's race or gender. It should just be based on merit. What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that is that like, it's very simple. The first child to be integrated into a all-white public school in Louisiana. How old is she right now?
In Louisiana, I mean, that would have been, I mean, the Civil Rights Act was in 1964, right? So she would be what, her 70 something?
Yeah, she's 71. Ruby Bridges, right?
Okay.
So like Ruby Bridges was led by federal agents, as like people were like protesting and calling her abhorrent things and throwing things at her as she was like led to the school. The point being is like the reason that we can't just like go based off merit is because like these like our country was built off this idea of like slavery, and then after that,
Sure.
Jim Crow laws in the South, and like I think that like unfortunately because of how there's probably a conversation to be had about how we handled for example, the Reconstruction of the South that caused this to be way worse. But those issues are like that was not that long ago. That was really, really not that long ago. And so we have some serious like systemic race problems in the United States. And I think that that's indicative of why we look at like the rates of CEOs being white or executives all being white or all these people being like white men. It's like, yeah, I mean, if they're all older, I mean, they're getting their careers started during this era. You know what I'm saying? So there's still like a lot of, and some of those people were probably at those protests. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, their answer is that like if it's off merit, the systemic, in my opinion, the clear systemic racism in our system takes over, and everybody on every position just ends up like, people like me have like a massive advantage. And I think that's, I mean, I still have a massive advantage even with like, these DEI woke practices, but it's at least taking a step forward.
I think the Great Society and affirmative action tried to remedy some of that, though.
I'm sorry?
Don't you think that the Great Society and affirmative action in the 90s tried to make up for some of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that like I don't know what you're referring to in the first part. The affirmative action and like
Great Society, LBJ, Great Society.
Okay, well, any of these practices like attempted to like fix some of these things. Yeah, obviously LBJ was like one of like the most like prevalent in terms of like this issue in domestic legislation. Sure. What?
All right. So is a fair definition of equity equality of outcome?
I'm sorry. I think
in DEI is the equity part of it. Is it fair to define that as equality of outcome?
Can you?
So you want equal outcomes? Is that what you're looking for? Is more?
Wait, I'm sorry. You cut off like several times. Can you go back?
Oh, yeah. I said, is a fair definition of equity in terms of DEI equality of outcome? You want outcomes?
No, outcome. Can you define outcome?
Yeah.
What's the outcome?
That races would have similar income levels and education.
I mean, in this conversation, no, I don't think that's. I think we're just talking about. I mean, in this conversation, no, I don't think that's exactly accurate. And I have a feeling you're about to go. If I would have said yes to that, let me take a guess. You're going to be like, oh, well, white individuals aren't the highest earners in the United States.
Well, here's what I'm trying to
you were about to wait. I'm asking a genuine question. You're about to go down like, oh, well, white people don't make as much as Asian individuals, so we should what? Give woke? Is this really what we're doing?
I just think that you believe in evolution, don't you?
Do I believe in evolution?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we talking about up here, bro?
Okay. I'll just say the average IQ of American black people is 85. Of East Asians, it's about 105. That's why there's a problem with that.
All right. Yep. See, like, dude, literally right there. We had this whole conversation about DI and stuff, and then he just ended the conversation with literally the reason he just used race there's a name for this, like race science. Just instantaneously. That's the sheer definition of racism. And there's books about this. There's famous scientists who have tried to determine if IQ levels have anything to do are associated with race. And that's exactly what he was doing. He's like, and this is the argument that those same obviously heavily debunked, not scientific at all race scientists do, where they're like, here's the deal. IQ-wise, white people are higher, all of these other races are lower. Therefore, if we try to, fix the system with, like DEI or uplifting these communities, it won't work because, they're too dumb anyways. And it'll actually make the whole problem worse. So it's basically just like a raging racist. You should not listen to race science. Yeah, we have like a serious, I'd say like right now in the United States, the sheer prevalence of like outwardly loud Islamophobia, racism, and anti-Semitism, it's like the worst it's been in several decades. Now, I think for white people, that's a little jarring because, like, we never see it. So it's like, I've had this conversation where it's like, dude, Twitter is so racist. And it's like, yeah, it's just out loud now, but it's always been there, you know what I mean? But it's really bad right now that you can just be like a proud racist and exist in our society like this. So. A huge problem, massive problem, and I have a feeling our society, unfortunately, will and Democrats and white people will try to keep sweeping this under the rug and be like, no, it's fine. Trump's done. We got through this time. America's saved. This is like a big thing. This is a huge problem. Okay, we just the most prevalent right wing talker the most watched podcast in the United States right now. Nick Fuentes was on 2 weeks ago. And he's a self-described, Nazi. So that's bad. And the other problem with that is that he's so popular, and he's so popular because he's got like a uniquely powerful like cadence voice. And I mean that just surely just from like how he talks. Like he's a good like podcaster. He's got a good like podcast voice. He's like, he's got like all these factors that like make you look a certain way on camera. That just it was like all these factors that came into one, and the fact that America's racist, and it's not good, man. It's not good. None of this is good. None of this is a good thing. By the way, in my YouTube chat, he has genuine discussion. Chris is such a good debater. He has genuine discussions. It gives me hope. LOL. Can we get 1,000,000 W's for Anna in the chat? $5 YouTube super chat. I fucking love you, Anna. Thank you so much. That makes me smile. I really appreciate that. Truly, that goes such a long way. Truly, I do not take that for granted. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Jack, 10 pounds. Wow, euros, or 10 pounds. I can speak. 10, not dollars. I love you. You're literally amazing. Thank you so much. He does understand that immigrants go to the country that colonized and assimilated them, right? Why do you think immigrants from Pakistan, India, Nigeria, et cetera, go to the UK instead of France or Spain? Jack, huge W's. Can we get 1,000,000 W's in the chat for Jack as well? I really appreciate that level of support, guys. Seriously. Thank you so much. Oh, and also $2 from Dark Sunrise. So good to see you. Hey, Chris, energy refill for you. Hard work. Yo, thank you so much. You guys are all the best. I really appreciate you. Dark Sunny. Darn's good to see you. The currency of not dollars. Well, 10 not dollars. I actually have, because I left the United States for the first time in my entire life. Pretty recently. It's because the European Democrats were kind enough to allow me to invite me to Spain to speak on a panel about democracy. I never left the United States, so I went, and I accidentally ripped this $20 euro that I wanted to bring back. I mean, I did bring it back, but I ripped it somehow. Oh, that's sad. But I'll have to go back to Europe sometime. I applied for my passport a day and a half before I left on this trip, by the way. State Department hooked me up. If you are a Trump supporter, let me know. Also, oh my God, Ella, $40 on YouTube chat? Holy shit. That is unbelievably kind. Thank you so much, Ella. I think it's Ella MC Wheels, maybe? Thank you so much. It's so good to see you. Oh my gosh, that's insanely kind. Can we get like 1,000,000 W's? I hope everybody knows, and you know, that I do not take that for granted. I mean it. That is so kind. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Cheers once again from Wichita, Kansas. I love it. Good to see you again. Keep fighting the good fight. We're right behind you. Wow, that's incredibly kind. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Truly. Can we get everybody spam the W's for Ella? It goes such a long way. Like, I mean it. I know times everyone's kind of feeling the squeeze right now from Donnie T. He's making everything horrible, especially economically. So I know that's not easy for you to do, and I just hope you know that every day I wake up, like in any way people support like that, I never take it for granted, and I really do mean that. When I fucking like buy a Celsius from the vending machine or something for a vending machine, I'm like, wow, I'm so grateful for people who allow me to do stuff like that. So thank you, SJ, dude. Like I don't like when people spam in my chat. It's like the only rule, Darns, W's, I appreciate you. Facey, I think. So good to see you. Ella, you're the best. Oh, Anna, thank you so much. W's in the YouTube chat. Hello? SJ?
Why are you and Harry such the biggest faggots on here, bro?
This guy, by the way, spammed in my chat for, probably he's been here for like 5 minutes spamming. Probably like, he's just incredibly angry at life.
You and Harry fucking...
When you are a grown individual, specifically a man, and you're attacking the LGBTQ plus community and using, slurs like that, I'll give you a hint. Go to therapy, bro. It's okay. It's not about the size. It's about the motion of the ocean. I'm sure if girls told you that once, she wasn't lying. You'd have some confidence in yourself. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. Oh my goodness. It's not funny anymore. Thank you so much for $10. Holy shit, you guys are so supportive. Were you happy or sad when Trump pooped on Harry and not you? Lol, keep up the good work. First of all, can I get 1,000,000 W's in the chat for it? It's not funny anymore. Thank you so fucking much. I love you. That's so kind. $10. It's amazing. I wasn't Well, listen, I was happy that I didn't get pooped on, you know? I was stunned when I saw that on Trump's True Social. I was actually stunned. I called Harry. Maybe you've seen my TikTok on that. I called Harry and I was like, yo. And he was like, what's up? And I was like, so, the president pooped on you. And he was like, yep. And he was like, life sucks. And I was like, yeah. And then we talked and we were both like, you remember like watching Obama and being like, politics is so inspirational. Like, we'll get into this one day. I was like, did you ever expect the president to post an AI video of pooping on you? And he's like, no. Makes sense. It's not funny anymore. Huge W's. I appreciate you. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know in the comments. I'll bring you up. Okay, dude, this individual cannot be real, bro. We've done this before. It can't be real. It can't be real. Dude,
I was listening.
I want to wait.
Yeah, what?
Wait. Dude,
What up?
listen, just level with me. I want you to be so honest with me. You do
That's
what
good, my dude.
you do what you do. Like you don't actually like Trump. It's a troll. It's a grift. And I'm not even trying to say that offensively. I'm just
Well, if I'm being honest, my eggs went down yesterday. I kind of like him more now.
wait. I'm sorry. Say that
Have
again.
you checked the egg prices?
What? Oh, the egg prices.
I went to Aldi. It's 124 now. And I know the bird flu's been going around, but I think Trump has lowered it even more. 124 for 12, dude.
What? Okay. What? I'm gonna just take you at your word for that for a second. What policy
Yeah.
or piece of legislation has Donald Trump signed / implemented to cause eggs to be that low?
Well, he's clearly said he's going to put down groceries, so obviously
Okay,
eggs would go to that.
people can say Donald Trump also said he was going to end the Ukraine war, within 24 hours, twice before the campaign, or twice
He said
during.
he'll work on it. He
Or
said
no.
he'll work on it.
Quote: I'll have the war ended within 24 hours. My point of bringing that up is that like Trump says a lot of things. I don't really care about what he says. I'm asking like, how did that happen? Let's like apply some.
Okay.
He's the
I'll tell you
president,
exactly what
and he
happened.
says something to grocery
Well-
prices apparently going down, even though they're not going down. What was the legislation? What did he do?
Yeah. I mean, you need to understand. Trump says like it's called over exaggeration. He over exaggerates.
I tend to think of that word as lying. But
not lies because he's working on it. But the Biden administration has made it so he can't really do it on day one. So then he's trying to drain the swamp.
it's
and he'll
always
fix
it's
it
always
over.
it's always that Trump can do everything and he's just the man. And then when he gets in office and things aren't happening, we blame like people that don't exist. And he's like, the deep state is taking him down. It's like, I thought you fuckers eliminated the deep state. I thought like the whole
Working
point of
on it.
electing Donald Trump is he was just going to be able to drain the swamp immediately. And now it's like, well, we can't do
He's
it.
working on it.
Okay, so what policy did Donald Trump implement that caused, let's just say, egg prices to go down, hypothetically?
He's been working with the team, RFK Jr. on the bird flu, and I feel like they've been doing a great job, a lot of great things.
Okay, so
But let
like
me tell you
name a
something.
thing they've done.
Look at you gotta read the one article that's been sent out, not CNN, but there's an article if you look it up on why has Trump put. Do you want me to? I wasn't even here for that. I was up here because you're saying white people make more money than black. That's kind of racist. That's why I went up here.
What did I say?
You literally said white people are gooder than any other race. in
I
history,
didn't
and
say
I'm
that.
not-
I did not say that. Why the fuck would I say that?
What did you say then? What did you say then? Tell me what you said then. 'Cause that's why I went up here.
Somebody was up here arguing like that pretty much that there was no such thing as systemic racism and DEI was ridiculous, and then they were like starting to argue that white people are like genetically smarter, and I kicked him because I was like, that's really racist.
Okay. Well, I mean, speaking of that, Mom Donnie, taxing white people, that. But we don't.
All right. I'm sorry. Listen, bro, I gotta be done with that one. Patriotic Trench, dude. Listen, I want to have faith that you do what you do because you believe in it. But sometimes oh my goodness, Jose, thank you so much for $20 over on YouTube. Thank you so much. Holy shit, can we get 1 million W's? It could, Jose, I'm gonna assume Jose. I hope. I apologize for getting that wrong. I appreciate you so much. $20 is fucking crazy. You guys are so supportive. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, truly. I don't take that for granted. I do not take that for granted. Remember, butter and eggs were $9 under Biden. This is just the craziest thing to me, right? We do this every time. It's like, guys, Joe Biden had high inflation because of a giant pandemic. Donald Trump has inflation rising because of his own policies. It's almost like there's a difference. Like, oh my God, dude, this shit is crazy. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. I will bring you up. Jose, thank you so fucking much again for $20. Unbelievably kind. Can I get a million W's in the chat? You can go look it up. Okay, well, I wish I could bring you up. You don't have live access, but yeah, I did look it up, and like inflation wasn't caused. There's no evidence there's no economic data to support the idea that inflation was the main cause of inflation was anything to do with Joe Biden or Joe Biden's government. Nicholas, what's going on? Okay, this person just isn't here. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. He did. He's literally the author. What are we talking about? Squidward Community College. All right, is this guy? Are you a Trump supporter? Are you a Trump supporter?
I am not a Trump supporter, but I would like to debate you from the left to see why you call yourself a liberal instead of a leftist, and why you advocate for these systems that you do.
Okay, well, as much as I would love to do that right now, I'm debating Trump supporters, but maybe another time I've debated leftists before. I mean, I think you'd be surprised that I'm finding myself often in between liberals and leftists, or the moderate left and the progressive left, because I think everybody is wrong except for me. That was a joke. But I do find like the moderate Democrats to be too moderate and the leftists to be insufferable these days. So, but maybe we could talk sometimes.
Okay. I mean, I think saying that you don't believe in a belief system because the people you find to be annoying, I think is kind of ridiculous.
Well, that's not. I mean, that's just for the record. I was talking very broadly. I wasn't suggesting that's why I'm not a leftist. I'm just saying, I mean, that is. I think like in terms of. I guess maybe I was saying that because if you go down that route, like leftists, are like the current leftist movement in the United States, I view as like not at all pragmatic and sometimes focused on the wrong things and absolutely nuked by infighting. It's like, I like Zohran Mamdani. The left, the true leftists have already turned on him and they all hate him already. So it's like, yeah, of course.
Well, I don't hate Zohran. I'm wearing a Zohran shirt right now, but he is not a leftist, brother.
But right, exactly. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I just scroll TikTok sometimes.
I use these terms to describe people the way they are.
Okay, well, I scroll TikTok and I just see like everybody fight about who dislikes Zohran Mamdani more. Like, can we let him govern or no? Or just not allowed?
Well, no, of course not. But
I'm just saying,
definitely not.
Okay, well, listen. We will debate soon. I will keep an eye out for you. All right?
You will?
I will.
Why not right now? Come on,
because
dude.
I'm putting off a homework
assignment.
Because I'm debating. It's 11:15 p.m. Gotta hit up some MAGA. I got to tonight, but soon, I promise.
Why? Come on, it's so boring. It's so boring. They're so dumb. Like you're a high school senior who wants to play basketball against toddlers. Like you can do better. You can debate people who actually know what they're talking about.
I mean, yeah, but I also just think that there's like some value to like talking to like Trump supporters and talking about like the affordability issues at the moment. That's all.
Of course, there's value to it, but don't you want to challenge yourself?
I mean, yeah, but I'm not really up. I mean, of course, like again, I've debated leftists before. I'm happy to debate a leftist. I'm just saying, like, I currently find value in like for the well-being of the country in any way that I can like talk about these issues and get people motivated to vote, whether it's live or live isn't my main thing, but like doing a bunch of other stuff. I think that like where we got, Donald Trump is like uniquely in a bad political situation right now, and I think there's value to like talking about it in this particular moment.
Yes, but it's fun, and you can why debate leftists at all then?
Okay,
we hold no political power.
Okay, yeah, but okay, I just I promise.
No, I mean,
I promise.
I'm just trying to understand why.
I promise I will keep a lookout for you. I just want to debate MAGA tonight. That's all.
Okay.
I will keep a lookout.
You're giving me a reason to not do my assignment, so I guess you're helping me there.
I'm sorry. Well, we'll talk soon. Just have a good night for me. Right. Be safe. We could be on the same team.
I will be safe, but I will not have a good night.
Oh. Okay. Well, shout out Squidward. I mean, dude, him and I probably agree on a lot. Fantastic. He loves Zohran, and no hate to leftists, dude. At the end of the day, I think the other reason too, honestly, now that I think about it, is I've also taken this position recently, which is like, I'm just like, and again, this will make this guy, who I just talked to laugh, but that's fine. But like the answer is like, everybody just needs to fucking chill the fuck out on the left. Everybody needs to relax. And there's obviously levels to this, but the answer is that like it has nothing to do with ideology, liberal or leftist. It has everything to do with fighters versus folders. And I think that like the Democrat Party can be like a tent of a lot of people with different ideologies, as long as their ideologies differ in some ways. Obviously, again, there's lines to that. As long as like they fight, they actually care about what they talk about. I don't care. This is like the saying very broadly. I don't care what you believe in. I just want you to believe in something. I think that's pretty reasonable. So like I tweeted this the other day. I like Zohran Mamdani. I like Joe Biden. I like Kamala Harris. I like a lot of Democrats that vary widely ideologically, and that's okay. It's like everybody nowadays has to be insistent on loving or hating people, and it's like we really don't need to do that, nor is that helpful right now, nor is it like, do you ever, even if we're not in the time we are in, like you don't have to have such a strong position on everyone. And I really like what Adam Schiff said about this the other day, which was like someone asked him about this or something, and he said Abigail Spanberger, who just won the governor's race in Virginia, and she's great. I love Abigail Spanberger. Abigail Spanberger wouldn't win in New York City. Zohran Mamdani wouldn't win in Virginia. We should probably stop trying to, pick the one person that represents the Democratic Party. America's a big place. You should just I'm most focused right now, as opposed to ideology. I'm most focused on like who cares and who doesn't, who's authentic and who's not, who believes in like a political system that can work for the American people and who doesn't. I would vote for Gavin Newsom, yes. Chris, bro, you are a total joke. All right. Well, you can come up here and talk to me about it if you want. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. I like Mamdani a lot. Yeah, Mamdani's cool. Good guy. One of my first videos that I posted after he won the primary, I was like, here's the problem. As soon as we have to let him govern. The left has a problem with their candidates shooting themselves in the foot. I was like, New York City is a really hard city to govern. He's gonna have to make some compromises. So my biggest fear is that he's gonna like compromise once or have to make hard decisions in government, because that's what you do, and everybody's gonna turn on him. And he has it. He's not governor. He's not mayor yet. He's not the mayor yet, and people are already turning on him. I go on TikTok, and it's just a war of leftists who are like basically trying to win like I'm the most morally superior person of the year because I decided to turn on Zohran Mamdani first. I'm like, oh my God, Jesus Christ. Can you guys just take one win, please? I'm on your team. Just take one win. Jack, thanks for the £5 euros, or not dollars. Sorry. Now he might be right about his eggs, but they're probably cheaper because they're A, SAL, B, very bad quality, or C, they aren't and he's lying. Yeah, I'm going to go with the line, dude, right? How much are eggs these days? I mean, I guess I bought a carton the other day. I don't know how much they were, though. I can't remember things like that. I can barely remember like what was going on an hour ago, So good to see everybody. Samantha Fulnecki did an interview with Hannah Faulkner. I didn't, but thank you for mentioning that, Anna. I'm going to make a video on. That's a great YouTube video idea. That's going to be my next YouTube video. An insane interview. I'll be reacting to it. You're the best. Annabelle. Okay, I'll look that up. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. Look, people might hate my takes, but my takes are my takes. Hello?
Hey, can you hear me, Chris?
I can indeed.
Well, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. Great show.
Oh,
I'm one of the MAGA toddlers that was referenced earlier, I guess. But I just thought it would be fun to talk to you because my take on things is slightly different, as I'm an immigrant that's gone through the immigration process to this country. I think it cost me about $14,000 and 7 years to become a citizen. And I appreciate that being English, there's a certain level of privilege there. We don't even get called immigrants, we get called expats, right? So it's very kind of a much easier route than most people have to endure. But I did have to get prodded and poked and have, all my vaccinations and get called a number and shouted at and all these kinds of things. So having gone through that, my question to you is, if you were in the line with your eggs to get groceries and all that kind of stuff, and someone jumped the line, you'd be pretty mad, I think, like most people would, 99% of people. So why should we legal immigrants put up with people jumping the line to get into the country illegally? Because there's about 4 million people from India alone, who are waiting 15 to 20 years to come with their H-1B visas. So when we just see people coming over and Newsom says, yeah, you want help with your mortgage, we just look and think, well, why did we bother following the rules?
Yeah, sure. So like a couple things here. Let me start here. I think that like, and again, I think that Democrats and Republicans have agreed on this. Whether they'll talk about it politically is a different issue. But like the immigration system in the United States has been, broken for decades. And, this is something that Joe Biden, introduced a bill that would have been, the bipartisan immigration bill that would have, radically changed the immigration system in the United States. And it would have started at the premise of like the judicial side of it. So like flooding money to, approve or deny visas within 6 months, to have like significantly more resources for, people who are applying for citizenship, and like, make port and like changing, how ports of entry work, and basically, speeding up a system so you can like, if you want to apply for citizenship in the United States, that's like a process that doesn't take a decade. It takes 6 months or a year or whatever. And so like I think that like that's been a political thorn for both sides for decades, and nobody wants to touch it because it's not an attractive thing to touch. That's number one. And so like I think that like it would be better if we had like a better immigration system specifically that would like promote these things. And I also would argue, one of my arguments here is that I don't think Donald Trump cares about this issue. That's why he hasn't passed legislation on it. He's going to put a Band-Aid over it. He's just going to completely shut down the border, which I think has a variety of other really negative effects, especially economically and how, our standing in the world. But he's not passing any legislation to fix any of these issues with visas or anything else. To the first part, I don't really think that, look, like, I'm not sure that your setup of if someone cut me in line to like pay for the eggs at the grocery store, I would be upset, yes, but I don't think like this notion that is affecting that people coming in and like applying for most of the people that came in under Joe Biden were asylum seekers, applying for asylum, or even if they make the trip across the Rio Grande River and they are here undocumented and cross the border. I don't know that has a massive effect on like. I understand the sentiment, but I just think logically, I don't think that has an effect on like your place, your place in line. But I think everybody would advocate for like a much. I would actually argue that Democrats have been the one over the last Joe Biden has been the one over the last like 12 years to advocate to actually try and change the system. Everybody else is just like put a ban.
I don't know. I think it's slightly disingenuous. That bill had a lot of things in it that were not going to get the approval of Republicans,
Like
and
what?
it made
Wait.
for a great.
The Republicans were the ones who wanted to craft the bill.
Well, there are certain elements, but then there were poison pills put in that made for a great headline that they were never. And that's what this really comes
There
to.
was
We're
no
both
poison
being
pills
honest.
in that bill. I just don't
There
think
were.
that's true.
There were.
No, there wasn't. Republicans said Democrats wanted to pass funding for Ukraine and for South Asia, and Republicans said if we will pass it, or I'm sorry, let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
Republicans wanted to pass a bill for this funding for Ukraine and South Asia or something, and Democrats said we'll do it, but we want to add border policy into this, and Republicans said okay. So then they all got together over like 4 months and crafted it, and they went to the floor.
But who are they, though? I mean, as you know, the Republican Party isn't united.
Yeah,
there's
but
the MAGA element, there's the Rhino element.
There's
always useful idiots on both sides.
Both Republicans and Democrats were united enough in it that they, before the bill was going to the floor, we had the votes. We knew we had the votes, right? And then it got tanked last minute. And the reason it was tanked was supposedly because, it had, funding for Ukraine and South Asia. But that same funding, without the border provisions, was passed later that night in the Senate. So, like, I would argue that the only reason that bill wasn't passed was because it was Donald Trump killed the bill. He made the phone calls. You can't, he's like he's been found liable for sexual abuse and is an indicted felon 6 months before an election. And
I mean, the felon thing's a bit of a push. I mean, obviously, the American public disagreed with that when they voted. I mean, Nelson Mandela was a felon, technically, but that's only because he was labeled one.
Right. Right. That's right. I forgot Nelson.
Funny enough,
Hold on.
Donald Trump
Hold on.
paid for Nelson Mandela's plane
Hold
flight
on.
to the
Hold
U.S.
on.
when no one else would help him.
Hold on. Our founding fathers are felons too, or Nelson Mandela's a felon. I don't remember any of those people, being a felon because they cheated on their wife with a porn star and falsified the business records.
You might be surprised if you do some research into some of those founding fathers. They weren't all saints.
Yeah, they all were like slave owners, and did like hard.
Yeah, there you go.
Sure,
you can start there.
Okay, well, the point here being, the reason I brought that up is because back to the bill, is like Donald Trump was facing these issues that were political cancer, and the one thing that he was polling the best on was the border. And so it would be really bad if 8 months before an election we passed the largest, most intense, most radical in the sense of like the largest border bill. I'll just say the largest border bill in American history that floods tons of money, billions of dollars to security and ports of entry. That would be politically really bad for Donald Trump. In fact, it might kill his campaign if Joe Biden could be like, I did this.
I won't deny that. It would have been inconvenient if that had passed right before.
It would have killed his election chances. So he killed the bill.
It would have.
He killed the bill.
But I think it also had the Ukraine funding element. And personally speaking, I don't understand this whole don't help Ukraine thing out. I mean, I'm biased because I'm from Europe. I know a lot of Ukrainian refugees. And so I don't understand people who say Putin's the good guy. It doesn't make any sense. There's MAGA people that say that. I don't agree with them. But we both know that bill would never have passed because of that Ukrainian poison pill.
I disagree, but we digress.
Okay. But thanks for hearing me out.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
All right. Cheers, man.
Yeah. Hey, be safe, man.
You too.
Yeah, have a good night.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. You know what? I respect it. I didn't think he was going to end there, but hey, if that's what he wanted to say. Yeah, I mean, I get it, I guess. Double tap screen. We'll let some more MAGA up here. You guys are all the best. That guy was nice. See, I try to match energy, That's what I do. All right, chat. Let's get some MAGA up here. Shall we? Yo. Oh my goodness. Phobic. Thank you so much for $10 on the YouTube Super Chat. I watched these try to understand how to, however unlikely, communicate with various types of people. Cheers to the point on finding common ground and people that want to actually take action. Yo, that means a lot. Can we get some W's for Phobic in the chat? $10. Thank you. Thank you so much. That actually means literally so much to me. I appreciate you. Yo, Raven. Chris, thumbs up video. Yo, $5, Raven. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can we get some W's in the chat? Okay. If you're MAGA, let me know. Sorry. Okay, W's in the chat. Sorry. Can we get some? All right. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know in the chat. I'm sorry, no Jeopardy music noodle. Can we get some W's in the chat for my girlfriend? What a beautiful individual. What's happening? I was texting a beautiful individual, a beautiful one. Why do you need to debate Republicans? Let them think what they want, and you the same. Who cares? Yeah, I think like I don't know. You know, you got to be able to like win elections and shit, and that requires talking to MAGA. So. Yeah, can we get, yeah, it's just how it is, dude. I don't know. My nephew to 100K, yo, political, I appreciate you. Double tap the screen, everybody. Send the live to a friend. W, beautiful individual. That's what we'll call my girlfriend. Beautiful individual. Would it hurt you financially to never point out donations? Preachers never do. I actually feel like, I mean, I've never thought about it from that standpoint. I actually just want to show how like grateful I am. I kind of feel like a piece of shit if somebody like donates, you know, like $10 to me and then I just like act like it doesn't mean anything. I mean, that's pretty. I sound like a chipmunk now? Bro, I literally restarted the stream. I came over from Parker. You know, thanks for being here. All right, if you're a Trump supporter, let me know. All right. I talk about the student from OU. I literally just posted a TikTok. The helium got me. If you're, yeah, you can go over to YouTube. I think it might be better. Okay, we're actually going to let someone up now. I'm sorry, Chad. I'm sorry. I'm here now. I'm here. I hate Trump, as do I. Yeah, the OU student, Samantha Fulnecki, is like ridiculous. Hello?
Evening. How are you doing?
Evening. I'm good. How are you?
Pretty damn good. No complaints. What can I say?
Okay. How old are you?
I am 45, from Los Angeles. Yo soy mexicano. My pronouns are they gone, and I voted for Trump.
Pronouns are they gone?
That's right.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, because they gone.
Referring to?
Pronouns.
No. Why are they gone?
Well, because like us MAGA or, you know, conservatives, we're no longer going to be gaslit by the left. We're not going to allow you guys to, you know, change language, things that may have had a negative connotation in the past, put your spin on it, make your own rules. We're just, you know, we're just done with the gaslighting.
But like I don't understand how that relates to they gone. Like who we
Well, like, okay, so like for instance, you know, you guys always bring up the fact that, oh, well, there's only 1% of people are, you know, trans. But if we look at the amount of people in the last few years that identify either non-binary, trans, people who have gone on blockers, things of this nature, those things have jumped up in the thousandths of percentile. And what we're finding out today, especially coming out of the Nordic states, where they've been doing these transitions longer than anybody else and have the most data, I always recommend people go read the CASS review, CASS. And what they're showing is low bone growth, the inability for some people to even have children in the future. You know, you've got whistleblowers coming out who were advocates of this movement, saying that they made a grand mistake. So I would argue that us MAGA care more about these people than you guys do.
Okay. So I guess I still don't understand how that relates to like your pronoun ordeal, but I just feel like
It's more of a joke. It's a shock value thing.
yeah, it's just not. I mean, as being
We
like
can, we can we can move past it.
yeah, being like a grown man doing the whole like pronoun, my pronouns are like MAGA wins or whatever. It's actually not. It's actually super cringe and
I mean,
embarrassing. So
depending on who you ask. Sometimes they are we won, but it is
okay,
what it is.
yeah. So
And look, let's
anyways,
move on.
why?
Let's
Yeah,
move on.
yeah. I just I don't understand why. And
Yeah, I don't mean to veer us off like a
immediately we
track.
start talking about like the LGBTQ plus community. Don't know how that again my standpoint here.
Yeah. Well, I made my points. We don't need to elaborate any further on it. My bad. I don't mean to come up here and seem completely disrespectful, and I apologize if I have. But really, I just came up, just to kind of point something out or to make something clear, I guess. I wanted to kind of give you the way I look at us MAGA, what we are, the way you would define us, I guess. We are just a bunch of Americans, bud, who, whether we were lifetime Democrats like myself, Republicans, all different types of Americans, people in the middle, doesn't matter. What we are, though, is we're Americans who saw the erosion of not just American culture and American values, but American industry, American safety. And we saw one guy stepping up to the plate, saying that he's going to do something about it. And a lot of us, like myself, didn't give him a chance, didn't take it serious in his first run. But when we saw what he was capable of, we said, okay, well, this he's actually working to get shit done. And then when we saw the kangaroo courts and all that stuff, now at this point, we just don't give a shit. Let the man cook, as far as I'm concerned.
So let's there's a lot I want to touch on there, but let's start
Yeah.
let's start here.
Yeah.
Like, Trump economically right now, I was talking to a previous guest about this, inflation started to tick up, employment rates started to tick up. You got the slowest pace of hiring this country has seen since 2009, excluding the pandemic. A lot of people, I think, feeling the squeeze, consumer sentiment near an all-time low. A lot of the poll numbers that won Trump the election, having him, for example, I was referencing his poll, inflation and economy, October 2024 is plus 10. That same poll right now, he's, underwater 26 points. So like
polls are
right. Well, but
they're polls.
sure, but I still think like the economic data again would make sense as to why people are feeling that, whether it's inflation or unemployment. We've lost manufacturing jobs under Donald Trump, 8 straight months of negative of shedding manufacturing jobs. So what economically here is going on?
Sure. Let's talk about that. So one, you do know that in the latest announcements, wages are outpacing inflation, which is absolutely a good thing. It's a positive note. So as far as the consumer price index, it really hasn't moved much. But especially if you add in states like mine, California, New York, and a few others, with their, the greeny weeny regulations that are bringing up the price of gas and building and things of that nature, you're going to have the CPI affected by that. But, as far as the economy goes, there's only so much Trump can do, because when the government prints money through the M2 money supply, it typically takes about a year for us Americans to feel the effects of that with inflation, roughly. So it could be as little as 6 months, could be as much as 2 years, but we'll just say an average of a year, depending on how long it takes that money to, inject and circle through the economy and so on. But so, yes, we're going to be feeling the effects of inflation. There's been a lot of money spent.
Okay. So, I mean, I think that like two things. Number one,
Sure.
even if I were to agree with everything that was said, you, I think, answered your own question as to like, or you kind of proved the point about like why Americans are upset. You can't run a campaign on, I'm going to rush in the golden age on day one. And the reason that your problems are being caused are, everybody's so incompetent. So just get me in office and I'll fix it on day one. And, was just instantaneous success. And then, be a year in and have people again, feeling the worst that they have felt in a long time. I saw a poll the other day. 1 in 5 Trump supporters say they feel economically worse off right now than they did at any point under Joe Biden. 20%. That's a lot of people, right? And so, like, again, I think that's number one. You can't run on being like the greatest man ever of all time and then not have it fixed. But number two, I also just disagree with like some of the reasoning you had there. I mean, again, like you say, oh, you know, the inflation from the money supply. Like, obviously, a lot of the some of the more, you know, specific inflation we're seeing, I think inflation overall, but, you know, as it comes to maybe prices in the grocery stores, for example, obviously relate nothing to the money supply and relate to supply and demand issues from, you know,
What?
from his
Of course it
tariffs.
does. You think that the price we pay at the cash register at the grocery store, we're not feeling the effects of
Yeah.
actual inflation?
Okay, what's the definition of inflation?
Well, inflation is basically how far your paycheck goes at the end of each month.
The definition
So
of
when
the
government-
definite the definition of inflation is price increase over time. And so regardless of the money supply, if Donald Trump slams 50% tariffs on, you know, X good, and some amount of that we're being told by manufacturers, producers, Target, Walmart, the Fed, some amount of that is being passed on to consumers because that's what, you know, the people who are importing the good are doing. So his tariffs are causing inflation. And that's, again, the American people don't like being lied to. And so when Donald Trump this week, or actually last week, you know, gets on a stage and says gas prices are at a 20-year low when they're just very slightly higher than they were based on a year ago today. Grocery prices are at a record low. Grocery prices are higher than they are a year ago today. Not only is he not fixing the problem, he's lying about it, and all of the data is showing the problem is mainly being caused by his own policy.
Hold on. So you're talking about gas prices now. You know, for instance, it is true. So we did hit just below $2 in a lot of the central states. But like
What
I said,
state hit below $2? There's not a single state that averages gas below. It's not even close. There's not. I don't know. There's. It's.
Hold on. Relax. We can have a decent conversation. I'm not trying to gaslight you.
Well,
No pun
I'm
intended.
sorry. Like it's just like, come on. This is.
Well, hold on. So if you want, I can pull up a receipt. Give me a second.
Sure, here.
That's not a problem.
How about we just do this? Ready? Watch this.
Sure.
Average gas prices search. We'll go to AAA fuel prices. We'll go. The current national average is $2.963. A year ago, look now as of this week, they're down technically because a year ago today, $3 flat. And right now,
a year ago today, we actually were tapped into our oil reserves to bring those prices down temporarily. So that's kind of unfair to use a year ago today.
Okay, that doesn't.
But once again, if you're looking at the average price, you have to understand. So here in California, we are being taxed up the gazoo, or however else they put it, when it comes to our gas prices. And this is everything to do with, we have to have a specialized type of gas. It has to burn a certain type of way. And so we have Governor Mussolini, I call him, out here telling us that the oil companies are price gouging us. But then a USC professor came out and did a whole essay paper proving that was a lie. So look, man, if you're looking at the average price, you have to understand that New York and California and a couple other states are bringing up that average.
But I'm just saying, there's not a state that's, you know, I wish I could just get like a list of the states.
It's all right, buddy. I mean, you could do that. You can find it. It's out there.
Lowest gas right now is in Oklahoma, 2.3.
203.
$2.30. I'm just saying, there's not a state even close to $2. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's one that dropped just below 2 or at 2.
I just looked at it just now. It doesn't.
Let me see. Let me double check. Let me check that as well.
I guess this parlays into the idea of, again, like the tariffs, and I know, like I can't hear you right now, and that's okay. I know you're pulling it up. I'm just gonna speak for a second. Like, again, the tariffs causing inflation, or at least inflation ticking.
I got it right here, actually. Give me a second.
Okay. Thanks, Carrie. Good to see you. Jack Piper's mom. Great to see you as well. I'm sure, yeah. Somebody said in parts of Oklahoma, Colorado, and Texas, you can find. I'm sure you can find gas for $1.99. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm showing Oklahoma and
Well,
Texas.
no, I mean, yeah, I'm sure there are gas stations. I'm just talking about like the averages in
Well,
these
that was my
states.
claim. That was my
I
claim.
mean,
I
there's
said there were
always
gas
gonna.
stations.
I mean, yeah, that doesn't really mean much to me when there's a gas station in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like when I lived, I lived my whole life in Georgia. If I'm in Atlanta, gas prices are $4. If I'm in Kennesaw, gas prices maybe, $3.20. If I go to Marjorie Taylor Greene's
Sure.
district, I can find a gas station where gas is fucking 55 cents,
Sure.
but there's fucking nothing going on. It's
Well,
the worst goddamn place
you're
on
not
earth.
gonna find that. Look, finding a gas station today at below $2 or even at $2.10 doesn't even matter. That's still a move in the right direction. I mean, do you disagree with that?
I'm just saying, no, I'm just saying, like, what I think on the like conversation, what is two things. You say that. What has Donald Trump done? What legislation has he signed that is having a positive impact on the price
Absolutely.
of oil?
So what he's done is he is removing regulations, typically the permit process.
What regulations has Donald Trump removed on oil?
Yeah, I can actually bring up the exact codes if you want. I mean, yeah, he absolutely has. So, I mean, it's actually a pretty easy search. What regulations has Trump removed in regards to oil refinery or drilling or so on? You'll find out that particularly the permit process and things of that nature, he has removed those to streamline it to get these people to start, drilling more and faster and so on.
Sure,
So
I actually think
to
that
answer your question.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that like I'm not sure about the permit process itself. I know he signed executive
pretty
orders.
easy.
He signed executive orders about like offshore drilling and all this stuff. That's like objectively awful. I don't think that this has been.
Well, I mean, you got to understand, Trump didn't approve all offshore drilling. Actually, even under his first term, he banned certain locations for offshore drilling. So, I mean, it's not like the guy doesn't care about the environment. He did the clean up our seas act under his first term, which
I mean, he doesn't. Does Donald Trump believe in climate change?
well, we believe in climate change, just not global warming. I mean, if you look at the Smithsonian Institute, came out recently with their study showing the heating and cooling of the Earth over 400 or 500 million years. And so when it comes to our effect on that, we are just a blimp on that scale of it moving up and down. So whatever changes we make, not only would they be minimal in regards to the full scale, but at the same time, by going to this zero emissions and going this direction, what we're doing is we are benefiting China as they manufacture 90+% of the green energy products that are made out there. I think that's the last thing we want to do is benefit China.
Okay. I'm gonna switch topics before my head like implodes for a second. I want to ask
What? I mean, just because you can't, you don't have a proper rebuttal. I mean, what's the matter?
You just said the words. We believe in climate change, but we don't believe in global warming. Which, like, the immediate feeling I have when I heard that sentence was, I want to take my head and run it straight into a brick wall.
Well, I mean,
So-
they take these climate models and they throw them through a bunch of algorithms and bullshit.
Why have we lost?
We can move on.
Why have
We can move on.
Why have we lost manufacturing jobs for 8 straight months under Donald Trump?
Yeah, so this is actually, I think this was inevitable. We've seen a lot of innovation.
It was inevitable.
AI.
The fucker ran on.
Hold on, buddy. Hold on. Let me ask you
Oh my
this.
God,
Let me ask
dude.
you this. Some of these manufacturer companies that are doing layoffs, did these layoffs not start in 2023 through 2024?
Oh my God, dude, this is
I'm asking you, do you-
unfucking real.
I can bring up receipts on everything I say, buddy. I can.
No, I would argue that like the decline we're seeing in manufacturing jobs is clearly unique to this time. I mean, if we look at even the pace of manufacturing jobs from November, December, January, clearly something occurred. I wonder what, in February, March, April, to, really start to see a much more major decline, a shedding of these manufacturing jobs. The point being is like, I thought I laughed. I laughed out loud because again, like just
all right.
run on bringing manufacturing jobs back, and tariffs are going to bring manufacturing jobs back, and then it's just like, well, I mean,
I
us
absolutely think it's possible.
losing manufacturing jobs for a practical year straight under Donald Trump. I mean, it was fucking inevitable because Biden. It's like, oh my God, why did you even vote for this guy? Like he could do anything. He could shoot somebody on Fifth Ave, and you'd be like, well, technically, I mean, if you really think about it, this is like how. I mean, this is what he wanted to do. It's just
No,
like,
come on, don't be disingenuous.
drives me a
now.
little nuts.
Don't do that.
Drives me a little nuts.
Don't be disingenuous. Look, can we bring manufacturing back to the United States, at least key manufacturing? I think absolutely yes, because if you think about it, one, we're the biggest consumer market in the world, doubling number two behind us, which gives us some leverage there. If you look at the average cost of not only a container for when it comes to logistics and getting products here into the United States, that's a big savings right there. Trump is also relieving a bunch of manufacturing regulations as well, which is absolutely stifling a lot of manufacturing in the U.S. We have over 200,000 regulations that our manufacturer companies have to go through when they start making products, which we just relieve 25% of that, that will take about 21% off of the overall cost of production for a manufacturing company. Then on top of that, we've lowered the corporate tax rate and made it permanent at 21%, which was a great move because it was necessary. And then tariffs. You throw tariffs on top of that. And so if they want to be part of the biggest consumer market in the world, they're going to put up their manufacturing plants here. So they're going to look at their bottom line. They're going to say, okay, such blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is actually going to make sense. And we actually see a lot of industries around, Eli Lilly and different medications to steel factories, and we've got a lot of stuff going up. It just takes time, man. You gotta have patience.
I mean, again, like, yeah,
You're smiling, I know.
well, yeah, it's just like
Good thing.
it's to the last point again, as I've said all night. It's like, and JD Vance said this 3 days ago. Oh, everybody bitches and moans. These things take time. That's crazy. You shouldn't have ran on fixing it all on day one. You shouldn't have ran.
Well, that's actually,
you
I meant to
shouldn't
get
have
to you on
ran.
that one.
Please let me speak. You shouldn't have ran on
That was
the.
disingenuous, though.
You shouldn't have ran on the idea that fucking the reason all this is happening is because Joe Biden is. These people have no idea what's going on, so you just have to get me in. When you do 2 press conferences pre-election and you say I can end the Ukraine war within 24 hours because I just have to make one phone call, not because I have this plan. No, because I'm Donald Trump. When you run on, if you vote for Kamala Harris, there's a stock market crash like never before. But you vote for me on day one, inflation gone. I am the master negotiator. That is his entire pitch. So when we look at all these polls that clearly show that like consumer sentiment is near an all-time low, people are flipping on him on the economy, people are feeling pain. It's like, well, it needs to take time. It's like, then you shouldn't have ran on all of it being day one. And furthermore, again, your conversation, like you are living in a world that doesn't exist and hasn't existed throughout Trump's entire term. You're like, we can turn around.
is that right?
We can turn around manufacturing jobs. Manufacturing, we've lost them for 9 straight months, and we're watching manufacturing, in my opinion.
More than 9 straight months if you go look at the actual data.
Okay, so then Donald Trump is what? Not achieving what he was supposed to do?
So hold on, relax.
And it
That's
seems
not at
like,
all
and
what
it
I'm
seems
saying.
like, and it seems like tariffs are certainly not helping his cause here. I think.
Well, hold on. First off, I want to make something clear because you did misrepresent something, and I think that if you pulled up the actual transcripts, you'd find out that Trump didn't say that he would have it done on day one. He said starting day one. I think there's a big difference there, wouldn't you say?
Are you referring to the Ukraine war or?
No, I'm talking about the bringing prices down. He said starting on day one.
I think
You can go back. Anybody can go look at the transcripts for that. Come on, I'm saying let's have some integrity here.
Wait, hold on. Would you agree that Donald Trump said multiple times before the election that tariffs are not paid for by the importer? Because this is like this goes into this conversation when when it's 6 months before the election or whatever the fuck, and a reporter says, "Hey, some people are concerned. You talk about these mass tariffs; they're going to cause inflation." He cuts off the reporter and he says, "That's something along the lines of either that's fake or no." He said, "Quote: That's a myth. tariffs are going to be paid for by China and these other companies who've been ripping them off. They're not going to be paid for by the United States. He also ran on this idea that tariffs were paid for by other countries, and it was
I actually
a
don't
myth.
think you're going to find that quote online.
Really?
You're not going to find the quote.
You want to bet?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
Fantastic. Watch this.
Yeah, this is great. We're having fun. This is fun. Yeah, but let me point something out here, and I want you to hear me out, Chris. Okay. Remember when I said the erosion of American this and that, and I said American industry? Okay. I would advise you to read a report done by the Peterson's Institute of International Economics, 2014. It's called 20 Years After NAFTA. Okay. What you'll come to find out is that by 2014, we had lost about 5.8 million manufacturing jobs because of NAFTA. We lost a lot of our manufacturer companies to China. A lot of people think this is because they were greedy and they wanted to save money, so they went to China, and we were told at the time, oh, this is going to be great, our prices are going to be cheaper, but they're not cheaper, and my Jordans are not better made today than they were back then. But I digress. My point here is, Chris, is that at the time, Clinton not only signed NAFTA, but he allowed China to join the World Trade Organization. And this was a bad move. China was not in a good place at the time because they are socialists, so they subsidize their industry, so they don't let businesses fail. And so what happened is that they had all this overproduction, warehouses filled for miles with everything you can think of, from electronics to bicycles to whatever, everything. And so when they joined the World Trade Organization, Chris, they flooded the market and they underbid everybody's prices worldwide, essentially crippling supply chains. We raised our corporate tax rate up to 35%. China dropped theirs down to 15%. Then we released the tariffs and the rest of the firewalls, essentially putting our manufacturing companies in a place where they had no other choice. It's go to China or unalive. And so that's all in that Peterson's Institute of International Economics report, 2014, 20 years after NAFTA. Peterson is smart dude. He started a little company called Blackstone. Not sure if you ever heard of it.
I have indeed.
So I guess my point is that having a strong manufacturing base is essential to just national security. Even if you go read Hamilton's report on manufacturing that he wrote, he lays this out pretty well. And what we did is we gave all this power to China, and they've absolutely wielded it against us ever since. Intellectual property theft, political warfare, espionage. They have used technology that they have a monopoly on to cripple not just our supply chains, but our allies, i.e. Germany, Australia. And so they use this power. They use it and they do political warfare to get the things that they want done within those countries. And it's been a real problem, not just for us, but for all of our allies. And tariffs are a way to handle this, unless you want to put boots in the ground.
I think there are better ways to incent. I will check out the report. I think there are I think there are better ways to incentivize manufacturing, such as using capitalism. So like
that's kind of a broad point.
Yeah. So maybe like
using capitalism.
Yeah. So maybe like giving businesses tax cuts and like financial incentives to manufacture in the United States as opposed to other places.
You want to give billionaires tax cuts?
I didn't say anything about billionaires.
Well, these are the ones that own the manufacturing.
They could
companies.
be. I mean, Joe Biden passed the Chips and Science.
Look, I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah.
Even
Joe Biden.
Even Keynes said lowering the corporate tax rate in these times is necessary.
Yeah, Joe Biden passed like a Chips and Science Act that gave
That was great. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I
so
think it would have gotten done regardless.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I'm just saying. Yeah, I think that like that's a better way to incentivize. Oh my God, I think that's a better way to incentivize manufacturing.
Well, wait. I'm sorry. Your point is kind of broad. you just said capitalism and
Yeah,
Chips and
I
Science
think that
Act,
like
and
I
that's a
think
better way.
massive tariffs do like an immense amount of harm both to our to our world standing and to economically domestically. And so I think if we want to bring manufacturing back, we should. There's a better way. There's better ways to do it, such as incentivizing businesses with like tax cuts. I was just giving one.
Do you know why we started using tariffs in this country originally?
Oh my God.
No, look, man, this is important stuff.
Is it
Understanding
though?
history, it absolutely is.
Yeah, I
because
understand the
reason.
history. I just wasn't.
Oh, you do?
I just wasn't particularly keen on like. Hold on a second. Can I have 2 seconds? Because I'm trying to.
Yes, you may. I'll go on mute.
Okay. Chat, can we double? Dude, I'm about to rip. Can we double tap the screen here, chat? I appreciate everybody being here.
W in the chat for Chris here. He's a good sport.
Very condescending individual.
No, I mean it. You typically are a good sport. I actually appreciate talking to you over, even your buddies who are all sure fine people, I'm sure, but you seem to be a little more understanding and willing to listen and have conversation, I've noticed. I don't see you up there using cheap debate tactics.
Economy and the cost of living. Can you guarantee American families won't pay more?
I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee tomorrow. But I can say that if you look at just pre-COVID, we had the greatest economy in the history of our country. And I had a lot of tariffs on a lot of different companies. Put it over. They didn't have inflation subsidizing Canada to subsidize them, let it become a state playing field.
Sir, you're saying that any tariffs are going to force them to drive up prices for their consumers. How do you make sure that these CEOs, that these companies don't in fact pass on the cost of tariffs to their consumers?
They cost Americans nothing. They made a great economy for us. They also solve.
Make sure any tariffs are going to force them to drive up prices for their consumers. How do you make sure that these CEOs, that these companies don't in fact pass on the cost of tariffs to their consumers?
They cost Americans nothing.
Chris, did you know
they made a great economy for us?
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Thought you were done.
Sorry, that was one clip from.
But no, I mean, I know you wanted to go back.
There's another clip.
Well, hold on. Just before we go on, I wanted to point out that did you know that manufacturer companies in China are literally dropping their prices so that they can still remain and be competitive in this market? Are you aware of this?
Wait, I'm sorry. God damn it! I really wish. I'm gonna give up. There's so many other clips. I'm just gonna have to fucking start saving this shit. What was your question?
No, it wasn't a question. Oh well, actually, it was a question. I said, did you know that manufacturer companies in China are literally lowering their prices to stay competitive in this market over here because they depend on us as we consume 37% of the world's manufacturing goods in the United States. They are literally lowering their prices so that they can be competitive with tariffs in place.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds right to me.
We are literally the biggest consumer market, doubling number 2 behind us. We buy all the cars, all the TVs, all the gizmits and gazmos or whatever, you know what I mean? We buy it all. So these manufacturing companies, especially in China, they depend on us to buy their products.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm just saying, I go back, I zoom out, and I say that again, like inflation has ticked up because of the tariffs. We have more job layoffs. Shout out, Jack.
Do you have proof on that?
Yeah, the CPI data.
Do you have receipts on that?
Yeah, the CPI data.
I mean, I'm saying, do you have receipts that the prices that we're paying right now are ticking up because of tariffs? Because once again, remember, I told you.
My sources would be the Fed, Walmart, Target, like every economist on the face of the planet, the manufacturers and the producers, that all keep saying over and over again that they have to raise they have to raise prices because of tariffs.
Well, hold on. You're once
Trump's
again. I was asking you for a receipt. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm saying I was asking you for a receipt on that because, like I said, I know that a lot of the increased prices that we're paying today have to do with money that was printed through the M2.
I don't agree with that.
12
There's
months
no
ago.
economic evidence to support that.
I'm sorry. You can look it up right now. How long
No,
does it
I-
take the American people
I
to
don't-
feel the
I
effects
don't- I
of
don't-
inflation
I
when the government prints money?
Okay.
This is all important, buddy. This is all super important for you to understand economics.
That's fantastic. And if you would like to pull up your conversation about the M2 money supply, that's great. I'm telling you that, again, Donald Trump, the Fed, when the Fed was supposed to cut rates 4 times this year, but Donald Trump won the election, and they immediately say, hey, we're actually only looking at 2 rate cuts this year because we suspect that inflation in 2025 will be, significantly more, it will either rise or be harder to, get down toward our 2% target, essentially directly citing that, hey, tariffs are causing this. When they're talking about rate cuts, when the Fed talks about what's going on, hey, we're seeing inflation rise again and tick up. Again, because Donald Trump got in office, Joe Biden left office, inflation was 2.9%. And then Trump's in office and it goes down. And then it goes down again. And then it goes down again. And then hold on. And then it goes down again. And then we're at, 2.5% or whatever in March and April. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, inflation starts to tick up again. It's like, I wonder what started happening around there. And the evidence, again, is the Fed. Every single fucking big corporation that's like, hey, this is why we're increasing our fucking the cost of.
Not everyone. Don't be disingenuous.
Okay,
Not
but you
everyone is saying
understand
that.
what you obviously understand and agree based on the data, based on the fact that the Fed isn't cutting rates, and the reason they're citing they're not cutting the rates, and the manufacturers and all of these different things, and Goldman Sachs and the big banks, that tariffs are causing some amount. They're being passed on. There's a debate.
They have cut rates because of inflation.
Okay.
Come on, buddy. It's okay.
You have to agree that tariffs have increased inflation at least somewhat.
Okay, look, in certain industries,
You are such a dick.
I can absolutely agree. I said I can absolutely agree. I said in certain industries.
Okay.
I was slow.
You're a condescending asshole. I'm trying to be nice, but you're so fucking condescending.
I was trying to throw an olive branch. I said in some industries, you're absolutely right. I can think of a couple.
Okay.
There are certain industries that are going to be affected.
The reason the Fed is cutting rates is because this year we've had more layoffs. We've had the most layoffs this year since more layoffs this year. We surpassed 1 million layoffs this year. That's the most since 2020. The labor market, again, slowest pace of hiring since 2009. The economy is slowing to a halt. And so the Fed, is now trying to balance this, which is I want to point out, their worst fucking nightmare. The idea that the economy could be slowing while inflation still is now reversed course and is rising. That's a nightmare scenario.
Well, hold on. So as far as jobs go, there's a lot of factors. There's multiple layers and reasons, right? So we went from 2.1 million government employees to 3.2 million government employees over 4 years under the Biden administration. I'm talking about.
Hold on. That's not that. Government jobs have nothing to do with the layoffs conversation.
Well, hold on. So then we also have people who were put in temporarily because of C-19. We created a lot more positions because of the pandemic level and so on as well. As far as layoffs go, though, yes, we have a lot more AI and innovation moving into industries, which is going to cause layoffs, unfortunately. But we do have manufacturing plants being put in. Once again,
we
have to be patient.
That's why manufacturing jobs have decreased for 8 straight months.
Well, you're forgetting that we're building manufacturing plants as we speak too. So the civil engineers have already been out. The ground has already been, is being ready and so on. It takes time once again. And I know you want me to be impatient about it, but I'm patient. What can I say?
I mean, I don't want you to be patient. I don't want you to be impatient about it. I want you to stop arguing from a I want you to stop arguing from a standpoint of, any of this has to do with. You are patient. That is not what Donald Trump ran on. That's my point. And so you may disagree with Donald Trump on all of these things and like what he's doing. That's fine. Or disagree with
I'm critical about Trump
that's
about a lot of things, dude.
sure, that's great. But my point being is that, the reason I get frustrated is the reason he's flipped 30 points on some of these polls is because there's a bunch of Americans, some of which I've either talked to or I've made videos about, who misunderstood his tariff policy and they voted for him because they needed genuine help. They've been left behind. Inflation has crushed them over the last few years. We may disagree with why, but it's the truth. And they voted for a con man, and the con man fucked them. And I don't think that's fair to them. That's my point here. And so when I listen to like the Montana Knife Company bragging like, oh, we don't, we're a small business and we love Trump and we're not going to deal with the tariffs because we're American made. And he was this big Trump guy, and then his business is like falling apart. He made all these videos like, wait, I don't understand, because he had to buy, parts in his workshop. Everything's in America, but there's this big machinery, and the parts to replace and like fix this machinery went way up. He was showing all the receipts. Like those type of people just fucked. And sometimes I look at them and I'm like, you fuck around, you find out. But again, that's my whole point here is like, if you're having a good time, having to capitulate all of Trump's words and being like, yeah, he said that none of this was going to happen, but I'm fine with it because I knew he was lying. That's you.
That's
I'm just saying. I'm just saying
that's
most
not-
people don't feel that way. That's my point. I would like to move to the part where you said the kangaroo courts. What fucking kangaroo
Yes.
courts are you talking about?
Yes, let's do this. Well, hold on. Before we move on to that, just to close this, I really appreciate you saying that you'll read that report by the 20 years after NAFTA report. I would advise you. Maybe
Lindsay,
if you
thank
wanted to
so
spend a
much
little
for
more time.
$10. Holy shit, you're so kind. And Zeno, $5. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you guys
W's for those
so
guys.
much.
No, the other two reports I would have you read, or maybe even three, just to have a better understanding why these tariffs are necessary. One of them would be the CCP Strategy on Global Warfare report done by the House Oversight Committee. You can read Protecting America from the CCP Political Warfare report done by the Foreign Affairs Committee. Or Protecting American Technology by the American Enterprise Institute. If you read these reports, Chris, you'll probably come back and be like, damn it, Trump, tariff these guys harder, because this is what it's about, dude. It's really a matter of protecting us economically or putting boots on the ground, because if you read these reports, you might understand that it's necessary what we're doing.
Okay.
But yes, we can go to that.
I will check out the reports. Also, again, Lindsay, thank you so much for $10 again on YouTube Super Chat. That literally goes such a long way. It means the absolute fucking world. I can't say it enough. I never take this stuff for granted. And Zeno, the $5. Zeno actually wants to know from you. Zeno wants to understand when Donald Trump says that we will see a 500, 600, 900, and 1100% decrease in the prices of prescriptions, how that's going to work.
Yeah, so once again, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but Eli Lilly, a couple other drug manufacturing companies are putting up factories here in the United States to manufacture them here, which will also bring down the prices for a lot of rugs as well. He's also in the middle of negotiating with rug companies across seas, because we tend to use a lot of their rugs here because we have a lot of sick people. So he's saying, hey, look, we tend to consume more of this than anybody else, so we want a deal.
I think kind of one of the points there too was like not like, how do you decrease the price of something 600%? Are we all going to start getting paid for our prescription drugs?
I look, honestly, I'm not gonna. I don't even remember that quote. I'll have to go look it up and remember that
he
sometimes
he says that like once a week.
Sometimes politicians have to politic. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
That's not saying drug prices are going to decrease 1,100%. Isn't, and by the way, he's probably said that 3 times this month alone. That's not politicking. That's the dumbest shit. That's like the dumbest fucking thing. If one of my friends was like,
brother, that's exactly what politicking is.
How much if your prescription costs $100 and it decreases 500%? How much is the drug?
Well, I mean, first off, we also have to look at why a lot of these prices went up, right? So we can look at the overall price of healthcare, how much it has increased since Obamacare went in the ACA, and then what you find out is that because there were less young, healthy people grabbing policies, and then you have people with pre-existing conditions. Not just some people it's hereditary, I get it, but then people whose pre-existing conditions are their own fault for their own bad life choices, drinking, smoking, eating like crap, and so on. Now they have access, and then we have millions of undocumented immigrants having access to full scope Medicaid. All these things are going to stress Obamacare or the ACA, so they had to find a way to balance this. So, one, raising the price of overall health care. That's another reason why we see 30% on average denial of claims. This is how they had to balance it so that they could stay afloat, these policyholders.
Got
Do you want me to bring receipts?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, kangaroo court. You wanted to get into it.
Yeah, Donald Trump's a convicted felon.
Yeah, so explain to me this, Chris. Explain to me this. Riddle me this. The number 3 guy from the White House DOJ leaves his comfy position, a place where they all inspire to be. Colangelo is the one I'm talking about, by the way. And so he goes to New York. He gives an interview, and he says, "I'm here to deal with financial crimes, and no one is above the law." His first case is Donald Trump, a case that was already turned down by the Federal Elections Commission and even Alvin Bragg himself. And at the time in New York, if you read the judicial policy on prosecution, you'll see that they were dropping felonies to misdemeanors across the board, misdemeanors being dropped altogether, no cash bails and all that. But yet they found a way to turn Trump's misdemeanor charge into a felony. And so they did something that had never been done in the courts before, and that is letting the jury not only be unanimous on a predicate crime to uplift it to a felony, but these predicate crimes that there were absolutely no proof, irrefutable evidence to show that that's exactly what happened there, other than one testimony of Michael Cohen, who had motive. He was disgruntled. He wanted a cabinet position. Trump said no.
We're gonna go from the front. We're gonna go from
let's do this
from the end to the beginning. First of all, never tried before in a court of law is like obviously absurd.
It's find me another case.
Yeah, of what? The statute of falsifying business records in the first degree that's been successfully tried in New York City or the state of New York.
No. That's a misdemeanor in the
state. No. Falsifying business records is a misdemeanor. Falsifying business records in the first degree is a felony, meaning you falsify business records to conceal or commit a larger crime. That has been tried many times in New York State. It's been a law on the books for decades. That's absurd. Like, how do you think this would come about from, like, for example, like, this isn't exactly it, but I think it makes the most sense. Like the Giuliani years where we're like catching mob bosses by like pinning them for like a smaller crime and then proving that they're committing that smaller crime to cover for a larger crime. Yeah. This statute specifically, this one specifically is kind of different than that, okay, but still it's been tried many times, right? That's number one.
I'm sorry. Once again, we're talking about in the first degree, right? This is your whole.
The first degree is a felony. Committing falsifying business records in the first degree is a felony. That's been tried many times. And to answer quickly the first part about
go ahead, yeah.
Your whole third at the DOJ, he leaves his comfy position.
Yep.
Where was that guy before the DOJ?
Colangelo?
Yeah.
I'm guessing New York, but let me ask you this.
No. Let's not
do that. I'll play your game.
It's not a game. I asked you to just say yes or no question.
I said probably New York was my answer.
Probably New York. Try Alvin Bragg's roommate, and then ended up working with him after he got out of, as he was young, worked with him throughout his career, then went to the DOJ, then came back. Not that odd for an individual who was very close to Alvin Bragg to come back. He worked on Alvin Bragg's team previously before the DOJ to come back and work for Alvin Bragg. Now, of course, that's something you didn't know because it's way more convenient to be like the third at the DOJ, blah, 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 blah. Of course, as Donald Trump currently literally has the DOJ. So are you upset that Donald Trump has the DOJ like under his grips, that he now the DOJ is There is no such thing as DOJ independence anymore. Donald Trump just tells.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait a second. There's no such thing as DOJ independence. What do you mean by that?
I mean that the executive, like for all of modern American history, the DOJ has been largely independent from the presidency and insulated from political pressure up until January 20th of this year. And now Donald Trump, obviously, I mean, this is not some conspiracy. He stands next to Pam Bondi like every day and says, you should go after this person and this person and this person. And they just geared up charges. They tried to charge, James Comey, and the person charging James Comey had never tried a criminal case in her life because the last two people refused to do it and resigned in disgrace. So yeah, I mean the DOJ, there is no independence.
I'm sorry. They didn't resign in disgrace. That's a narrative that's sown by the left.
So why did they resign?
Well, you have one of them who's actually from Southern California here.
Quiet.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Be quiet.
Whoa.
Why is one of the highest profile criminal cases in the United States? Why was it being tried by somebody who had never tried a criminal case in her life? She did insurance law. Why? Because you would agree with this. Donald Trump, and we've seen the leaked messages. We've seen obviously Donald Trump is telling his DOJ who to prosecute, and if you won't do it,
leaked messages.
Did Donald Trump direct his DOJ to indict James Comey?
Oh,
it's a yes or no question.
I really hope,
yes or no question.
I'm sure. Yeah. Donald Trump directed his DOJ to investigate Comey.
To indict? No. To indict James Comey.
Well, once the evidence was there, sure. I'm not sure if that was his move or the DOJ's. I mean, unless you can prove otherwise.
Okay. And so the evidence, and so the first two prosecutors who resigned because there was no evidence. There was no evidence. That's what they said.
Well, that's not what they said.
So
no.
I'm done. I actually can't. I'm sorry. My brain will explode, dude. My brain will explode. I can't do this. I'm sorry. I can't, dude. It's when we start having those discussions, it's so much easier. It's funny because it's like they wouldn't deny it. Like this is what they want. When you're like, it's almost like having to talk to someone who's so, at least on this subject, misunderstood that it's like they're not even advocating for their own side. There's been hardline conservatives who have spent the last 30 years of their professional careers pushing for unitary executive theory and the idea that DOJ independence and the independence of these three-letter agencies could vanish. They are currently sitting at the top of the Trump administration. They've worked their entire career for this. They're ecstatic every day they wake up that they've obliterated the independence. It's not a secret. They talk about it all the time. They're like, we did it. We won. And so when I talk to someone who's literally so oblivious of his own side, he's like, what are you talking about DOJ independence? Like that was the whole fucking point. The reason we're here right now. It's like and this is what's crazy, is that if that individual would do some research on unitary executive theory, he'd probably be like, oh, well, this is a good thing. Because again, you believe in nothing. If you care about DOJ independence at all, you should hate this administration because this is the largest expansion of executive authority and largest expansion of presidential authority in 80 years in American history. It's absurd. Yo, Harry Sisson, good to see you. By the way, that guy was like generally respectful, although at points I felt very like he was being condescending. But how about this? You're welcome up again soon. I'm kind of in a bad mood because I'm just like, I'm tired, bro. So, Harry, by the way, what's going on? What are you talking about? What's Harry chatting about? What's going on? Carrie, I love you. You're the best. Is this you want to come up? Is this requested? No, this isn't requested, bro. Okay, I got to use the bathroom real quick, chat. Thanks, everybody, for rocking with me. I'm sorry, dude. I couldn't do that anymore. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Nice guy. Generally. I mean, again, not even trying to. I feel bad now. This is my problem. I crash out, then I feel bad. Fuck. And thanks for being respectful, I guess. I'm going to use the bathroom. Everyone, double tap the screen. I would play music, but then I think my YouTube will not like if I play music. I'll play music for the TikTok chat while I walk away. And I'll have to mute YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube. But I will be right back. What should we play here, bro? What should we play? You know what I'm gonna play? It's one of my top songs of my Spotify Wrapped. Someone the other day was talking about their Amazon Music unloaded, bro. I was like, or unboxed, unloaded. That's a weird, bro. Alan just sent me a $50 YouTube super chat. That is so fucking insane. Holy shit. Holy shit. That is fucking crazy. Dude, Ellen, can we get 1,000,000 W's in the chat for Ellen? Thank you so much. That is that level of support is nuts. Wow, that is incredible. Huge W's. Thank you so much. Thank you so from the bottom of my heart. I mean it. Wow, that's incredible, Ellen. Thank you. I never take that for granted. Ever. I mean it. By the way, Catherine said, as someone who is a supporter, is he on and then a snow emoji? What? Bro, what? Ellen, I appreciate you so much. I'm sorry. The Supreme Court isn't DOJ. I mean, yeah, the Supreme Court is not DOJ. Okay. What? Bro, you guys are going insane over here. Barrett, 8680, $20 on the YouTube Super Chat. Thank you guys so much. This is crazy. The support tonight has been unbelievable. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really do mean it. I really do mean it, truly. You guys are the fucking best. The best. Thank you so much. I never take that for granted. I mean, can we get 1,000,000 W's for Barrett, 8680? Truly, I appreciate it. And Ellen, $50. I hope you guys know I never, ever take any of that, again, for granted. I will say it every time. It means the absolute world. It means the absolute world. Okay. Bro. Like, the fact I get to do this is so incredible. How the fuck... I'm sorry, hold on a second. We're going to let up another Trump supporter. We'll keep going here. Double tap the screen. It's already getting late, but we'll keep going. You guys want me to keep going? Why not? Why is it telling me, oh, here are your top songs for 2024? Why would I want my top songs for 2024? Think I would want my top songs for 2025, right? Where the fuck's my Spotify Wrapped? What is going on? Hello? Dude, I look up, it's like, does this part, okay, whatever, bro. I'll just find a song manually. My life's so hard. These are true first world problems. Okay, now it just feels like it's taking too long, and it's just like, what am I doing, you know? On the YouTube side of things, actually, bro, I can just do this. On the YouTube side of things, you're not going to be able to hear the music as I use the bathroom. I'm sorry, but I will be right back. Wait. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Let me log in here, dude. My bad. Okay. I don't even know where the tariffs are at, to be honest, dude. They change like every other day. All right, I'll be right back, chat. Double tap the screen. I'm back. Let's run it. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for all the support tonight. It's meant the world. Oh my goodness. Dude, you guys over on the YouTube side of things, I had to tip you another $5 for your composure with that misinformed MAGA and another $5 for the same thing. That was crazy. Thank you so much. Can we get some W's in the chat? It's not funny anymore. Thank you so much. The song name, I think that was Legends, the first song. I don't know if the second song was being played. I have to look. Renegade, thank you so much for $5. People are saying Pete Hegseth is a war criminal. They are wrong. Congress hasn't declared war, so Pete is just a murderer. You know what? It's not a bad take right there. Can I get a million W's in the chat for Renegade? Thank you so much for the support. You guys are crazy. Yeah, the Gunna song was. Oh wait, no, that was Quavo. The Gunna song is South to West. I don't even know. I wasn't really my song. So spot on, Renegade. W's in the chat. All right, if you're a Trump supporter, let me know. W YouTube, yeah, dude. The YouTube's going ballistic over here. Thank you guys so much. It means the absolute world. Of course, over here on TikTok, the talk. What a great place. It's a great place. Many people tell me. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. I'll bring you up. How about let's start here. Let's start here. Oh, what the fuck? Hello. It's
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me properly?
I can indeed. It's pretty. Oh,
Hold on.
it
Sometimes the phone audio goes crazy.
it's Preacher Bob.
What's that?
Are you Preacher Bob? Oh, you're Just Time. Oh
No,
wait.
just in time. No, you.
I'm sorry, just in time. Oh my God, wait. Okay. All right. Well, wow. My guest box just got super broken. Apologies for that, actually. It was supposed to be. Okay. Did he leave? I'm sorry. This is Preacher Bob. Hello?
How you doing? I'm Preacher Bob. And I believe life is conception once you the woman. But anyways, I just want to talk to you about the Democratic not believing in God. Let's start with that one. And I'm a mega supporter. I barbecue every weekend with my honeys and stuff.
I'm sorry. I don't even.
Well, Chris, Chris, do you still debate with Dean?
This is like definitely a troll, right?
No, I'm not. I just understood with that hair debacle, you haven't been with Dean much in Parker.
Correct.
It's time to reconcile here with this thing going on with the Somalians and everything and Tam Walsh and stuff. I think you.
You know, I'm going to assume that person voted for Kamala Harris, so that's a big W. That's a big fucking W. I'm hoping. Blair, thank you so much for $10 on Venmo. If you're still in here, just want to say hi. I felt like I haven't been able to join live in a while, and just want to let you know you always make my day better, especially tonight. Huge W's in the chat for Blair, guys. You guys have been so supportive, and I hope you know. You guys are all incredible, and I love each and every one of you. Vanessa, thanks so much for 5 cents. Hey, Chris, your new studio looks amazing. I'm starting my college's first college Dems chapter. Wondered if you'd be a guest speaker on political adversity. I would love to do that. I would absolutely love to. 100%. Just shoot me an email, Vanessa. Huge W's in the chat. Thank you so much. And I'm proud of you. That's like insane. That's insanely hard work. So proud of you. Sherry, thank you so much for $25. Holy shit. Thank you for all that you do. Yeah, dude, thanks. Sorry, I just fucking blanked for a second. Thank you. You're incredible. Holy shit. Can I get $1 million for Sherry in the chat? Nanny, I love you. You guys are wow. The kindness is unreal tonight. Thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart. Ella, another $20. Dude, I never take any of this for granted, guys. Thank you so much. Here's a bit more for some caffeine. In all seriousness, thank you for what you do. You always put a smile on my face no matter what kind of day I'm having. Ella, $20 on YouTube. Thank you so much. And then 30, it looks like Australian dollars. They're not Australian. I don't know. 30 other. Hearing you tackle MAGA callers and going overtime is worth the donation. Oh wait, going overtime is worth a donation on. Keep up the good work, Chris. $30. Bro, you guys are crazy. You're getting a million fucking W's in the chat for everybody. Holy shit. This is crazy. This is so, like, it means so much. Thank you guys so fucking much. Everybody. Frank, thank you so much for that 30. Ella, 20. I mean, you guys are fucking incredible. Vanessa, Sherry, Blair. I love each and every one of you. You're all so amazing. A GT raid. We love GT. Okay, if you're a Trump supporter, let me know. Just in time. We've spoken before, haven't we? Thank you guys. I can't say thank you now. I just want everybody to know, like, I don't take it for granted, dude. It's like I'm so grateful to be able to do what I do. To be able to do what I do. I can speak so bigly. All right. Hayden. Oh my God, I'm a failure. I'm a complete failure. Okay, I'm assuming that opportunity is definitely gone for me. But now, email me, chris@chrismowry.com. There's great people over there on the back end working on the email. It's the DNC. That's what we call them. Not actually, but I love all of you. Hayden, I'm sorry. Good videos lately, by the way. Am I still in Chicago? Yes. Okay, just in time. I love you. I got to talk to a few new people, though. Oh, Jack and Piper's mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Jack and Piper's mom. One of my longest supporters ever and a great mod. Can everybody spam W? Happy birthday. Not W. Happy birthday, Jack and Piper's mom. I hope it's a great one. I do. I do. It's not gone, Aiden? Email me. Or I should just respond to the email, shouldn't I? I'm sorry. Thank you for being like an incredible supporter. Okay. Holy shit. With some love for Hayden in the chat too. Such a kind individual. Such a great individual. Everybody spam in the happy birthday chats for Jack and Piper's mom. What a great individual. One of my longest supporters ever. Hello?
Trump, Mama Bicho. Fuck Trump. Free Palestine.
Dubs. Candace, are you a Trump supporter? Finals week is over, Brittany, and I'm now able to enjoy the stream. Hope you're having a great night. Happy holidays. $5 from Brittany. Thank you so much. Thank you so fucking much, and congrats on finals being over. Huge fucking accomplishments. W's Brittany. Nice job getting through it. I hope you did something nice for yourself tonight. And that really means a lot, truly, that level of support. Thank you so much. So much. Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Did you vote for Trump?
I was asking in the chat if you had Chime so I could donate.
Oh, wait, that's so kind. I don't, but honestly, just you being here means the absolute world to me. There's no pressure on donating. You are so kind. You're an amazing individual. And I
Thank you. You too.
And I love you, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. W's Candace in the chat. Bro, you guys are too kind. Don't save your money. Trump's fucking killing us with the inflation, bro. Like, please, just you being here means so much to me. Brittany, thank you so much again for $5. I don't have Chime, but it's okay. Again, just you being willing to, like, even ask the question means a lot. I mean it. Into some W's for Candace. Okay. Are there Trump supporters left? Have MAGA run away? I should open a Cash App? Well, let me tell you something. I had a Cash App, and then it got banned. Why? I don't know. I try to reopen it. Cash App says, no. Is my hair darker? No, but it's interesting now people notice. They never noticed it was lighter. People now notice it's darker. My highlights are, like, gone by now, definitely. It's been a while. But nobody ever could tell that I had my hair dyed or highlighted. It was very light and very, like, specific. It was really just for, like, texture. So, like, my hair, like, when, there's specific parts of your hair that are bleached, your hair, it lays differently. There's more texture. But it was, like, so light that no one would ever notice, just, like, added to the texture. But now that it's all gone, people are like, is your hair darker? Did you dye your hair? I'm like, nope. The highlights are just gone, bro. And I got it. I did not. Yeah, Maggie. Yo, W's Maggie. Good to see Maggie. Yeah, I've dyed my hair a few times. I mean, last year I got my hair dyed like 2 or 3 times. But again, like I'm right after I dyed it, hop on a video, talk to a friend. They wouldn't notice. She'd be like, "Oh, you got a haircut?" Yeah. That's how it goes. Summer lightens it. True. Maybe when I go back to the A and see my the Sierra, she's my hairstylist, great individual. Maybe I'll give it another set of highlights. We'll see. You never know.
Fuck me, daddy. Fuck me, daddy.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello, how are you?
I'm existing. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay. You like Trump?
I like his party more than the other side, yes.
Did you vote for him?
I did, yes.
Okay. What state you voted in?
I'm in New York. I'm in New York City.
Okay. Why'd you vote for Trump?
Yeah, because I feel his party is less harmful to the country than the other party, the liberals.
Why? Bro, love to all from Tanzania. $2. Can I get a million fucking W's in the chat for Sam? You're amazing. Thank you so much. And Gregory, thanks so much for $2. Never give up on the YouTube super chat. You're amazing. Sorry, I appreciate you guys a lot. Can you explain that, please?
Yeah, I mean, his party upholds like the nuclear family, anti-LGBTQ.
Oh my God, bro, we're so far.
Anti-trans.
How did you're 24?
Yes, I am. What's the problem?
I feel bad for our young men have failed so many people in this country, and like we're just ruining shit, and it makes me feel bad.
Well, because I'm against abortion?
Did I heard you say nuclear family and then something about the LGBTQ plus community?
Yes.
Yeah. And the abortion part too. It's just like, I don't know, it just like really fucking blows that like so many people sacrificed everything to make so much progress over decades and decades on these issues. People who have been, like marginalized communities, and then like young men as a whole, we proceeded to just like become Nazis, and it blows so bad, because there's people whose lives get ruined, and they like, fucking can't live and be happy and love who they love because, randos like you are just like losers. It's annoying. That's all.
What does Nazism have to do with this?
Yeah, I was referring to maybe like previous conversations I was having on this live with people who were like, like Nick Fuentes and stuff. I'm just saying young men have like taken an unfortunate turn that I'm trying to figure out being a young man. Anyways, I don't really understand why you care about things like the LGBTQ plus community if like, because it has no effect on you. So to the nuclear family point, I mean, I'm sure I would love for you to expand on that, how like, how conservatives like why that's important, etc. To the third point about abortion, I don't just disagree. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the conservative youth have many problems with the left, and one of them is the promotion of abortions and, sleeping around, and, like just the family unit is important to the country.
Do you think Donald Trump cares about the family unit?
No, but his party does.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't represent everything the conservatives want, right? So, so I'm just more conservative. I'm not more specifically just Trump. I mean, just being conservative youth.
Sure, I understand.
Yeah, and I'm. Don't you agree that most of the world has closer to a perspective to me than you, right?
Yes.
I know this is just American politics, but still.
Correct. Most of the world does have that. We're not most of the world, and I'm not concerned about the rest of the world.
So you're just concerned with Western liberal societies?
I'm concerned with the society I live in. I can't control other societies like I can control the society I live in. And I try not to concern myself with what the fuck other society. I try not to, if I'm going to be invested in politics where I live, I think that's about as much as I can hold in my brain.
Okay, I mean, do you have like anything to say about LGBTQ?
Yeah, why is that?
Family unit.
What is the issue? Like I don't understand what the issue is.
Yeah, just promotion of the delusion of trans ideology. I mean that needs to stop.
What does that mean?
So we should stop promoting previous mental illness.
It's being promoted.
Yeah, more access to gender affirming care
You
and
think people
teaching it to children.
you think people shouldn't have access to gender affirming care?
Not when they're minors.
Okay. So like the doctors and the people who've like studied this for decades and decades and decades, scientists, doctors, etc., who, if they believe that, it's like it's valuable for, like, well, first of all, you say not for minors. Again, like obviously individuals there aren't minors getting gender affirming care. Let's start there. But, above that, almost talk about individuals like they just aren't like it's so like dehumanizing. I feel like to just be like, oh, we should stop promoting this like false fucking, again, there's like thousands of individuals who are trans. You would never know they're trans. They're much happier now. And they've consulted with doctors and psychiatrists and et cetera, people who, actually study the brain and aren't just like 20-year-old kids on the internet. And, clearly have like, assessed that these are like the best options for people who, would like help on any of these given issues. Furthermore, even being a Democrat and a large government Democrat, I don't think that the government has a role to play in these healthcare decisions. So when you say I don't think people should get gender affirming care under 18, I think it's laughable that you believe that the government should have a say in if there's a child, if there's a child, a mother, a father, or a child and a parental, units or whatever, with a doctor and a therapist and a psychiatrist, and all 5 of them are checking off that, hey, we think it's best for this child to go through some amount of, I don't know, whatever, because of X, Y, and Z. I have no idea why the government should be involved in that decision. That's absurd. Those are my 2 points.
Yeah, so sure. So I'm not trying to dehumanize these people. I mean, it's just a belief system that they have. They feel like they're.
It's not a
closer
belief.
to the
It's
other
not. It's not a what. Okay, continue.
Yeah, I mean, again, my problem is only with underdeveloped children going through this process, which can alter their life forever.
Okay, well that doesn't happen. So fantastic that you've solved this issue literally on this live.
Wait, you're saying it doesn't happen at all? Like,
I think that the cases of underage children, underage individuals going through gender affirming care is so minimal, and the ones that we do see, like 90% of the cases, have nothing to do with what we're discussing. It has to do with like, other issues that aren't related to like trying to understand your gender, for example.
I don't mean medical care. I mean, non-medical care.
Okay, well,
That's obviously happening.
gender reaffirming care is medical care. That's not happening for underage kids. If you're talking about what's happening, like kids are, what?
I mean, if you're saying it doesn't happen, either you're just not informed about the subject.
There is nowhere in the country that's allowing children under 18, people under 18, to go into a doctor's office and get gender reaffirming care. It doesn't exist.
Again, I don't mean medical.
Okay,
I don't mean,
so
like,
then you're using the incorrect terminology.
So can you? Okay, wait. So can you?
What are you talking about?
Puberty?
What are you talking about?
Okay. What are puberty blockers if it's not for underage individuals? Puberty blockers.
Yeah,
Who goes through puberty?
Yeah, I understand. That's like the exact point I just made. Is that like when we're looking at individuals who are using that, it's never for the issue we're discussing.
Is there another issue that we don't know of, or?
Yeah, there's another issue. There's a bunch of other medical reasons to be doing something like puberty blockers that you don't know of because you're a 24-year-old fucking kid who's not a doctor. This is the problem with our society. Everybody is so fucking arrogant. Just can you not just like listen to a doctor on this issue? That's it just shows right there that you have no interest in actually any of this subject. In fact, you shouldn't even be allowed to hold a position on this subject, considering what the fuck just came out of your mouth. It's like so frustratingly absurd, man. There are motherfuckers, listen to my words when I say this. As a 23-year-old straight white male in America, there are people, based on the conversation we're having, that will go and that will face serious repercussions because they're confused and they're going through, obviously, like if you are a transgender individual, for example, or you're part of the LGBTQ plus community, or you're marginalized, or these things are happening, you're going to have higher rates of things like depression or suicide, etc. There are people who literally just want to live, and because we're having conversations like this, take their own lives, just end it all. And because they just feel so like not accepted in society, so dehumanized, And it's based on conversations where you have no fucking idea what you're talking about right now. You're talking about are there other medical issues that puberty blockers are used for? Are you fucking kidding me? 95% of the time, 98% of the time, puberty blockers are used. It is not for this issue. It's just like, why are you discussing things you know nothing about? Why do you hold opinions on things you don't know nothing about? It's so indicative of the type of person you are. I don't even know how you fucking do anything in society like this. I'm sorry to crash out on you, but I'm just so fucking sick of it. It's like, I don't understand how people like this. I don't understand how you think like this on any given issue, not just this issue. Like, do you have opinions on every fucking medical issue? Do you have opinions on fucking surgeries and when you go to the dentist and when you go to the grocery store and who cooks your food? Or do you just listen to the professionals in any given issue and not be such an arrogant douchebag?
I mean, it's fine if you crash out. I don't have a problem with it. But I mean, if you're right about it's 95% aren't used for this, then I'll check up on that and then I'll concede that point.
Okay.
I mean, it's fair. I'm not gonna be irrational.
That'd be a good idea. Apologies for crashing out.
No, I mean it's fine. I mean, I'm sure you speak to other people that have even worse intentions than me. I'm just citing things I've read, but I mean, if they're wrong, I'll check up on it.
Well, I see. God damn it, chat. See this?
No, it's fine though. Trust me. I'm sure you talk to a lot of
Yeah, but this is the problem. I try so hard to match energy, and like all the time I can have great conversations with people who are super nice, and then I just crash out on you, and you're super fucking nice.
Don't worry about it. But I'm sure if I told you all my beliefs, you'd probably still crash out anyways. So, I mean, I'm not gonna.
God damn, dude. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. What do you do for a living? I mean, you don't have to tell me anything you're not comfortable with. You work at the UN. Okay, interesting. Did you fuck with Trump's escalator or whatever? What do you do at the UN? Interesting. You work at the UN. Damn, I actually feel... No, I feel bad. I'm really sorry I crashed out on you, man. Oh, wait, we lost caller audio. Oh, no. Chat, hold on. Oh, no, yeah, sorry. I think I was talking about... Yeah, here. Man, guys. Okay, it should be back. It should be back, YouTube. It should be back. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. God damn it, dude. Okay. Fucking Jesus Christ. I can't, dude. These things, these nights wear on me. They wear on my ability to emotionally, to assess things correctly. Look. Okay. Transgender idea. Oh my God, fuck. What about the nuclear family? Does that just like go down the same route, I guess?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but there seems to be a connection with like conservative values tying into a stronger family unit.
Sure. Well, actually, okay, I guess in that, why did you mention earlier that you felt like it was important to mention that like the rest of the world doesn't hold the same values? Or doesn't, I'm sorry, not the same values, but like doesn't necessarily, are closer to your beliefs than mine.
I guess because I work in an international organization, I kind of don't have a United States singular perspective, or like we have some U.S. superiority perspective that a lot of Americans hold, where I see.
That's fair.
I use like a more international perspective. Yeah.
Have you always lived in the United States?
No, I lived in Japan, other countries too.
Okay, I mean that's valid. I do agree. There's a lot of people with like an American superiority mindset.
Yeah, so what I've seen in my own experience is the more liberal a society is, the less strong the family unit is.
Why do you think family unit is important?
Because I think you need to get a healthy and stable society, a stronger society. You need good, like stable families. like it starts at the family level, and then it's society, and then like country.
Got it. Okay. Okay. And so, like, I was gonna ask another question. Fuck. Damn, man, you really made me like just feel. I'm just like.
No, I mean you have to let it out. I mean it's not a problem. Oh my god.
You can't say it like that, bruh. What are you talking about right now? What are we?
We can't say what.
Nothing. What's yeah? So okay. So stable family. So is there any other reasons that you like Trump more? Is that the main things?
I mean, he lost a lot of my support, especially in this term. But again, it was just, I just would rather pick a conservative president than a liberal president.
And
So that was really it. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
I mean, if I'm totally honest, I really don't like the guy now. But again, it was just his party that like.
The conservative values ordeal and like the family unit. Okay, you know what? That makes
Yeah.
sense. At least you're. I mean, yeah.
I mean, now can I really support? Can anybody like logically, rationally support the guy now? I mean, after everything, I would say you'd have to be a clown. But
I mean, bro, I kind of exploded on you there because all tonight, man, it's been like the most irrational human things you can imagine. So, okay. Well, listen, I'll let you down. I'm sorry
Yeah,
again
fine.
for crashing out on you.
No, it's
hope
okay.
you
It's all good.
continue your successes in life, and
Thank you, sir. You as well.
we'll,
Take care.
I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
One day. Take care, sir.
Be safe, man. You too.
See you.
I'm losing steam, bro. I'm losing fucking steam. I've never crashed out on someone so hard and then just had them be like, "Yeah, okay. I mean, I'll contest if you're right. I'll definitely change my stance on that." Fuck. I try so hard because, dude, so much of debating these days is just fucking toxic garbage, and I just engaged in like so much toxic garbage. I'm sorry. I try my best up here to be authentic, and I sometimes I just lose the steam, man. I'm just like, I can't do it like this anymore, you know? It's fine, though. It's fine. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. Sorry we lost audio there for a bit on YouTube. CTE, thank you so much for $5 on YouTube. You're fucking amazing. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. You guys are all the fucking best. The goats. The goats, they say. Many people tell me. They say, who won the Indiana won by 3. That's crazy. I feel like that's I mean, I don't know what Ohio State. I mean, I feel like the line was probably kind of fat. Like it probably wasn't. It feels like a bigger upset than the line would show, I'd assume. It's a big win for Indiana right there. Duke won an OT. Okay, we'll see who gets in then, I guess. We'll see who gets in. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. Yeah, the Indiana QB, that dude's going to win the Heisman, bro. Hello?
What's up, man?
They missed a 27-yard field goal. Fuck. Wait, who? Fucking Ohio State? Oh, no, not the chip shot. What's up, man? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. What year were you born?
2007. I was born in February.
We've talked before.
We have?
Come on, man.
I don't know. Like, I don't recall. I know I requested in your stream, but I wasn't sure.
Wait,
if I
okay,
joined.
wait. Now I'm second guessing myself. There's an individual who sounds similar to you who tries to get up on a lot of lives, and it gets kind of frustrating. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Why do you like Trump?
The reasons me personally support Trump is because he has foreign policies. He made peace between North Korea and South Korea. He was the first president.
He
in
made
North Korea.
he made peace
Yeah, he
between
broke he broke the stalemate and basically made a foreign policy.
I think that's like a really strong way to
No,
put.
yeah. I mean, I also have other, reasons. Not that that's my only reason, but
Okay.
like the other guy, I do support the nuclear family idea, mainly because many areas in the U.S. like Atlanta, Philly, Detroit, many poor cities struggle with household issues, and I think, in my opinion, that goes with crime. A lot of younger folk tend to get involved in crime, and personally, I've seen that. It's very sad to see because a lot of people don't really associate with the right people, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I've, I mean, I've seen, like, in my opinion, like, this is my stance. I've seen a lot of people that have gotten into a lot of stuff, and I think that goes with housing. Like, where are the parents? Do they have a father figure?
Okay.
Do they have a loving family? Are they being loved?
Got it. Okay, well, let's start. Let's start here. Well, let's start with like I just want to point out like foreign policy wise, there's definitely just broker. I mean the war still goes on between North Korea and South Korea technically. It's not
No,
like
yeah.
there was
I
any.
would say that. I mean, he didn't make peace, but he did make, like, he did break that stalemate.
I mean, but he didn't though. Like the goal of
No, yeah. I mean,
the goal of him going to North Korea in his first term, his administration said, was to get North Korea to denuclearize. And after
No,
he
yeah.
after he left and shook hands with Kim Jong Un and got his photo shoot, his own administration came back and said they haven't denuclearized. In fact, they are ramping up their nuclear program, and they've continued missile testing since. So I don't really think anything came out of that from the first term. To the second point. Honestly, I forgot what you said. I'm sorry.
The nuclear family part.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The crime. I mean, I don't know how that relates to like Democrats. I feel like we're also like bleeding down like a racial thing here. I don't love, but I mean, is it what other reasons do you like Trump? I feel like I've talked enough about the nuclear family. I'm gonna fucking freak out. I'm gonna freak out. What about like the economy? The economy fucking blows, huh?
No, yeah. I know with the economy, it's a bit iffy. I mean, in my opinion, I haven't really been keeping track of it recently, but I have heard it's like that.
You haven't been keeping track of the
I will say that. I will say that.
You'd be like, you got. I mean, I know you're 18, so it's not like unreasonable
Yeah.
like be living with your parents. But do you live with your parents?
I do not.
Oh, okay. So you live on your own.
Yeah.
Damn.
I live in an apartment.
Okay, you be making bread though to like not be paying attention to the economy.
I mean, it's because I work at fast food, so I don't really like. I mean, I'm making decent income, but not decent income. If that
You
makes sense.
affording rent working fast food?
Yeah, I work full time.
Okay. I mean, it's shit. A lot of people work full time. Still, the rent's not there. So okay.
No, yeah. And I mean, another reason I do support Trump is mainly immigration. Where I'm from, I have seen a lot of stuff that has been needing, like Border Patrol, etc.
Where are you from?
South Texas. What do you want me to say? Where? I don't know.
No. Are you sure we haven't talked? Are you sure we haven't?
Yeah,
talked?
I'm positive. This is like my first time up here. Do I sound familiar?
You did. Even my chat is saying you sound familiar, man.
I swear this is my first time. I'm a little bit nervous though, because I know I debated Dean and Parker, but I haven't got to debate you. But is it fine if I could get your sense, like, why aren't you like pro-MAGA? Like, what's your sense on it?
Yeah, I think
Like,
Trump.
what are your views? My bad.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think Trump is like. I think Trump is like uniquely awful. He's terrible. I think he's like he lies more outrageously and more consistently than any figure in American history, probably. And I think there's some data to back that up. I think he, does really, really awful things. I think he does really awful things for like our democracy and our institutions. I think he probably cares more about himself than he definitely cares more about himself than the American people. I think the best example of that being like him trying to overthrow an election he didn't win with evidence he didn't win it. And I think during this term, we've seen like outward, like some of the most corrupt administration of all time, period. I don't think that's a political statement. He's like using the levers of government to enrich himself and his friends, as his net worth is like, fucking doubled or whatever the number is during this term. And all that is happening, and I think he's like the expanding executive authority in a way that is unprecedented and I think bad for this country. And I think he's like a hateful, individual who also appoints everybody based on loyalty and is doing real damage to like every part of our lives.
I see. I could see why you would agree. I mean, given the recent allegations and everything else.
The recent allegations of hold on. First of all, to that individual, great, nice individual. I don't normally do this. I don't, and so I'm so sorry. Also, but if we have talked before, I swear we've talked. Okay, but hold on. I'm sorry. Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm good as well.
How old are you?
I'm 21. I was born in 2004.
Jesus Christ. Okay. You said Trump won in 2020?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there was like a bunch of schemes put in place. Officially on paper, Joe Biden won, but
Gail, don't worry. We'll talk again soon. I really apologize. Wait. 20. So, I'm sorry. On paper, Biden won, but there are schemes in place.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's reasons why Biden won. And it's not because the people voted him in.
Are we serious right now?
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
But that, like, I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I voted for Trump in 2024, but there's a multitude of other reasons.
And so, like, the deep state stole an election in 2020. Would you like...
Right.
And then they failed to do it in 2024. With Biden by the way, Biden in 2024 at the helm. I mean, I want to point out, the election ends in November, and Biden's still in office at that point. His FBI, his DOJ, all his people, and what happened? They failed. The dude at the DNC didn't turn on the router to fucking flip the votes? What happened?
So you're saying Biden was in control? I mean, obviously he wasn't when they wanted to put Kamala in the office before he even ended his term.
Her name is Kamala, and obviously Biden was in
Kamala.
Control.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Obviously Biden was in control. It doesn't make any sense. There's no evidence.
I mean, whatever you say, but. So people talk about like the fake elector scheme and the one letter and a bunch of other stuff that supposedly happened. Biden did those exact same things in 2024, or Kamala did those exact same things in 2024 with the fake elector scheme. On top of not even like trying to have a campaign or anything like that.
Wait.
Also,
wait. But Kamala Harris did the same thing with the fake elector scheme in 2024.
Yeah, sending electors to swing states to try and win them over.
Really?
Which Trump was justified in doing for, and it would be hypocritical for me to, say that Kamala Harris was wrong for doing that too. So I'll give her a pass on that. But
didn't Kamala Harris concede the election that night?
Well, yeah, but that's because she didn't want to actually. Wait, hold on. That night, no, didn't she? It was like a week after before she conceded, like Hillary Clinton in 2016, right?
What the fuck are you talking about right now? She literally spoke the next fucking day or that night. What are you talking about?
Okay, well, maybe it failed. Maybe the letters didn't send properly. There
was no electors. What are you saying right now?
Do you have? I mean,
do I have evidence that something didn't happen? No, because that's a fallacy. Do you have evidence that this happened?
I can probably find some, but
it doesn't exist. And it's interesting that she immediately conceded the election if she had this whole fake electors plot. Because the whole reason, the whole reason Trump got charged for the fake electors plot is because, he still contested it was stolen, and people in Georgia showed up with fake letters, fake documents, being like, we're the rightful electors, and they weren't the rightful electors. It makes not a lot of sense to have a fake elector scheme if you're going to concede the election the next day. I think that
regardless. Sorry, what?
My point being that just like that, that's no.
Well, regardless, that's just one of the reasons why I voted for Trump in 2024. I feel like we deserve to give him the presidency since it was stolen from him in 2020. But anyways, let's move on.
Wait,
I feel like the
how
way that
can I just ask you one more question? How the fuck? Please answer me this. How did the government have this whole scheme to steal a presidential election in 2020 and then fail to do it in 2024?
I'm very happy you asked that because I was going to talk about that earlier, but I got sidetracked. So, obviously, with Joe Biden, getting older in age, getting dementia ridden in his head. Can I say that on TikTok?
Okay, first of all, I just don't think that's true.
What, the dementia thing?
Yes. And also, it's also fascinating. I also just want to point out, because it'll drive me nuts if I don't, and then I promise I'll let you talk. In the last 30 days, Donald Trump has fallen asleep at 2 different press conferences. He said he got an MRI, but he didn't know why or at what part of the body he got his MRI for. He confused Albania with Azerbaijan again. That's the 3rd time he's done that. He has bruises on his hands that have Band-Aids covering them all the time, just everywhere he walks. Nobody wants to ask him about that. I mean, and like the guy is objectively in worse shape than Joe Biden ever was right now. He fell asleep during a press. He was in REM stage sleep next to Marco Rubio like 4 days ago. Just want to point that out. And I don't think Joe Biden was ever doing that, but go ahead.
Now, I'll agree with you there. Trump's not in good shape either. At the end of his term, Biden was in pretty bad shape as well. But Trump's not in good shape either, but Trump has the cabinet and the people around him like Steve Bannon, Marco Rubio, the people to carry the country to, obviously, and I kind of have a little, I just got a little bit of a violation for probably talking about 2020. Yeah, it's probably talking about 2020.
My boy got a little bit of a violation. I'm sorry. I can lose my account for that, man. I'm sorry. It's not up to me. TikTok makes the rules. I'm sorry. I had to remove you instantly. I'm sorry. I actually would have liked to continue talking to you. I don't. Dude, the fake electors thing was crazy. I've never heard that in my life. I've never heard that ever. That dude said that, and I was like, bro. It's because he's on a fake account. No, that's pretty rampant misinformation. I mean, look, can't do nothing about it. But I'm just like, dude said, I love the way he said that though. He's like, I got a little bit of a violation. What you mean by a little bit? Yeah, violation's a violation, my boy. He said, got a little bit of a violation. Yo, the YouTube side of things, good to see everyone. If you haven't subscribed to me on YouTube, it'd mean a lot if you did. And this entire live, I've now been live for 3 hours, will be up on YouTube. The whole thing for you to watch and repeat if you want to. So it'll be up instantly. It's up right now. You can scroll. You just start at the beginning. How many of Trump's admin from his first term to now have been in prison, fired, or are corrupt? That's a great question. 40. What a great individual this is. Sam, I think. 40 of Donald Trump's 44 cabinet members from his first term, I believe, didn't endorse him for a second. Obviously, like his, top general. His chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Mark Milley, said that Donald Trump was like a disgrace. In fact, let me do this real quick. There's a bunch of people from his first term, especially his campaign, though, that have been, indicted felons, went to jail, fucking served some amount of time. Give me fucking Michael Flynn, dude. Watch this. Trump. This is one of my favorite things to do. And I made a TikTok about this just before the election. I actually did pretty well. I think it did like 1 million views. I wish it would have done about way more, so people would have listened. But this is like one of my favorite sets of quotes right here from Donald Trump's old cabinet, basically, and then some high-up advisors. Obviously, Mike Pence, Bill Barr, quote, someone who is engaged in that type of bullying about a process that is fundamental to our system and our self-government shouldn't be anywhere near the Oval Office. That's whatever. His first Secretary of Defense, quote, Donald Trump is the first president in my lifetime who does not try to unite the American people, does not even pretend to try. Instead, he tries to divide us. His second Secretary of Defense, quote, I think he's unfit for office. He puts himself before country. His actions are all about him and not about the country. And then, of course, I believe he has integrity and character issues as well. As chairman of the Joint Joint Chiefs, arguably the highest military officer in the land, General Mark Milley, quote, "We don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator. We take an oath to the Constitution, and we take an oath to the idea that is America, and we're willing to die to protect it." His first Secretary of State. Trump's understanding of global events, his understanding of global history, his understanding of U.S. history was really limited. It's really hard to have a conversation with someone who doesn't even understand the concept for why we're talking about this. His first ambassador to the United Nations, that was actually Nikki Haley, talking about how bad his foreign policy was. His presidential transition vice chairman, someone who I would quote, someone who I would argue is now just out for himself. His second national security advisor, quote, "We saw the absence of leadership, really anti-leadership, and what that can do to our country." His third national security advisor, quote, "I believe foreign leaders think Donald Trump is a laughing fool." His second chief of staff, quote, "Donald Trump is a person that has nothing but contempt for our democratic institutions, our Constitution, and the rule of law. There is nothing more that can be said. God help us." His former acting chief of staff, quote, "I quit because I think he failed," referring to Donald Trump, "at being the president when we needed him most." One of his comms directors, quote, "He is the domestic terrorist of the 21st century," end quote. Another comms director, "I am terrified of him running in 2024. His Secretary of Transportation, quote, "At a particular point, the events were such that it was impossible for me to continue, given my personal values and my philosophy," referring to why he resigned. His first Secretary of the Navy, "The president has little understanding of what it means to be in the military, to fight ethically, or to be governed by a uniform set of rules and practices." His first Homeland Security advisor, quote, "The president undermined American democracy baselessly for months. As a result, he's culpable for this siege," referring to January 6th, "and he is an utter disgrace." His former personal lawyer, quote, "Donald Trump is an idiot." His former White House lawyer, quote, "Donald Trump relentlessly puts forth claims that are not true." This goes on and on. Quote, his final chief of staff's aide, Cassidy Hutchinson, "I think Donald Trump is the most grave threat we will face to our democracy in our lifetime and potentially in American history." All of those people, at least certainly the top 3/4 that I read, were hand-selected by Donald Trump. All of them lost their entire careers over doing that, over resigning during his first term. They lost everything. I call this the Republican dungeon. You go against Trump, no one ever hears from you ever again. You have no place in politics. You have no job. You have nothing. You have no place in this party. And so I do want to point out, as I screamed before the election, I'm like, damn, it's crazy that all these people sacrificed everything and like ruined their lives and have nothing to gain by doing this. It's almost like they did it because they believe in something. And it's almost like we should listen to them because they work next to Trump every single fucking day. During his first term, and they were like, hand selected. It's like the highest military general wrote a whole book about how Trump was like super incompetent and wanted to like bomb Iran to stay in office, and like maybe we should listen. These fuckers didn't listen. What the fuck ever, whatever. And then I'm just talking, and then I'll let up the next guest, and the next guest will be like, well, actually, I think January 6th was a hoax, was put together by the feds, and I'll be like, all right, well, I think I'm going to slam my head through a brick wall. So if you're a Trump supporter, let me know. Are you against what he did in Iran? Yeah, I am. I'm against it for a variety of reasons. And in a world where you're not against it, it would have to be, I would like the United States government to be really transparent about information that they have to actually support the idea that Iran is that close to a nuclear weapon, which they certainly did not provide. Yeah. But like, that's like my best case scenario. Well, actually, I just think I don't, and I also just think I'm against it because like I just think Donald Trump and all the people around him are generally incompetent when it comes to foreign policy, which I think Joe Biden's team was incredibly impressive when it came to at least some foreign policy. Ali, thank you so much for that bear. I actually appreciate that. Or the bubbly kiss. Wow, it was very kind. How about the video of the operators in the control room? What does that even mean? Oh my god, dude! Like politics has now just become like a fucking like a bunch of like people on the internet acting like they know like everything about politics. It's the worst fucking thing in the whole fucking world. Meanwhile, Joe Biden's in the Oval Office. It's like fucking I don't know. Just after Russia has invaded Ukraine, and the intelligence comes back and assesses that there's a 50% chance that Russia's going to use a tactical nuclear weapon, then the most tense week in the White House, in all of the Biden White House, where they have the Russians on the phone, Joe Biden, Jake Sullivan, Lloyd Austin, and proceed to manhandle them. And Joe Biden's they're like, hey, Lloyd Austin's talking to the Minister of Defense and is like, this is the evidence we have. You're going to use a tactical nuclear weapon. That's a really bad idea. You think you're isolated now. You have no idea what it's going to be like if you do this. And then the Minister of Defense was like, I don't take kindly to being threatened. And Lloyd Austin, sitting next to Joe Biden, was like, I don't make threats. I'm in control of the strongest military on the face of the planet ever. End call. Then the Russians called back and were like, you're right. Your intelligence was right. There was a 50% chance we were going to use a nuke, but we were going to do it because the Ukrainians were going to use tactical nuclear weapons. And then we outlined all of this intelligence we had as to why they were lying about that Ukraine was not going to use a tactical nuclear weapon. And we were like, that's a false flag, and here's how we know. You should stop. And then over the next 2-3 days, the Russians would call back off. The CIA would be like, there's now a 5% chance they'll use a tactical nuclear weapon. And it was like a bunch of people who actually had an idea of how foreign policy worked. So it sucks that that's gone. Hello?
Well, you muted me, so I couldn't really talk.
Yeah, no fucking shit, bro. I was talking.
Can you tell me what a woman is, bro?
How old are you?
I'm 20, bro. How old are you?
You're 20 years old.
Yeah. Can you tell me what a woman is?
Can we stop for a second before? I just want to assess what's going on here. You were born what year?
2005 November.
Okay.
Yeah, if you do your math correctly, you could probably add that up, Chris. Can you tell?
That's the worst human beings in our society. I could engage in that. I could. But I think I'll pass. All right, guys, listen. I think I'm out of steam. I think I got to call it, dude. I'm out of steam. I love you guys so much, and the support has been relentless, and there's so many good people in here. It's amazing to see. But I'm out of steam. Been live for 3 hours. The entire live will be up on YouTube. I love each and every one of you for all the support and all the love tonight. It's been incredible. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry. It's fucking. Carrie. I love you guys. You guys are all the best. Thanks for all your support, Jesse, Cora. I think Corima maybe. Hayden, you're the best. Maeve, I just started 3 hours. I've debated 3 people. Excuse me. Why are we lying? Excuse me. Maeve, you're the best. Kens, I appreciate you. Everyone talks to trolls to clip form. Okay, I don't do that because I don't. Yo, Jordan, thank you so much for the galaxy. I feel like I don't debate. I just debate for fun. Okay, I don't give a fuck about clips. I just be debating whoever, bro. I don't know you. I haven't seen you till just now. So fucking relax, okay? Jesus Christ. You guys are all the best. Maeve, you're the best. Deborah, Carissa, Megan, VA. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you so much for the galaxy. You're incredible. Lisa, I love you. Libby, you're the best. Gail, even though I'm a Republican, much love. Yo, thanks, Gail. We'll talk again soon. Yeah, I'm gonna yeah, dude, I don't know you. I'm not fucking dodging you. I don't know you. Get out of my fucking stream, bro. Nobody can. You're getting angry at people for clip farming, yet you're so obsessed with winning a debate that you're gonna dodge, bro. Who gives a fuck? I'm not up here to win debates. I'm up here to talk about politics and try to, I don't know, move the country forward a little bit. Jesus Christ. To my YouTube chat, you guys are so incredible. Brian, great stream. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Alex, cooking with Chris tomorrow. Ooh, not a bad idea. 3 hours is a good amount. Alex, that's what they're saying. Good to see you, by the way. Love you, Chris. Have a good night, chat. Yo, thank you, music. Thank you. Have a good sleep, sweet dreams. Goddess, thank you. Sam, thank you. You guys are all so incredible. Never, Sam. I don't take anyone for granted. I hope everybody knows I'm so grateful to be able to do what I do. Chris, you were one of the first people in here. You're still in here. I appreciate you. That's well said. A woman, someone who covers her drink around you. Well, that is very well said comments. I appreciate you a lot. Real, I'll see you soon. Be safe. Again, you guys can rewatch this stream if you want to. Off topic, when was the White House press room pic taken that you and Harry had? Just wondering its origin story? No, for sure. Mature. That was during the Biden administration. That was, I think that was, oh my God, Jesus, Oh no, that was definitely not post-election. I've been lucky enough. I was lucky enough to go to the White House a few times during the Biden administration. The press picture, I don't remember. I'd have to go look at the month. But oh wait, that was around the TikTok ban. I remember this now. I think. Or wait, was that around the TikTok ban? Or maybe it was just after the TikTok ban? Whatever month that was. It was really cool. We got to check out the press room though. Oh no, wait. Is that picture from? No, I think that picture's not from. I had an opportunity to meet. I met Joe Biden in the Oval Office, which was really cool, and shook his hand. I mean, I guess I'd met him previously, but whatever. Super grateful, incredible. But I'm trying to. I feel like that was like the same. Was I in the press room that day? I don't know. That press room is really cool though. But yeah, that is my profile picture. I'd have to go back. It's from pre-election. Yeah, because I met Joe Biden. Joe Biden Oval Office was post-election. Was December. Joe Biden was the Christmas party. So it was the fall. It was like September, someone said. I love how you guys know. I'm like, I have no idea when I took these. I'd have to go back and look. I get kind of fucking confused on this timeline. Chris has a great sense of time. Zero sense of time. I have no idea what's going on. Late spring 24, Carrie says. March, April. Yeah, that sounds about right. That checks out. I just don't remember why. Like, I feel like there would have been something else was going on in like the White House for them to be so gracious to invite me. I just don't remember what. Because I remember being in the press room, but like, why were we there? Maybe that was the State of the Union. Maybe that was no. I was also at the White House for State of the Union. It was really cool. Keith, it's Keith Edwards. He knows. He's literally right there. Keith in the chat. We were there for the State of the Union briefing. Keith, brother, good to see you. I've missed this guy. He's been killing it on YouTube, by the way. My boy Keith has been killing it. Keith also be getting beef on Twitter. Yeah, Keith, I remember. So that's when we were in the press room. Keith was there. I remember Keith, bro. Or I remember Keith. Jesus, I'm so tired. I remember this. I remember chopping up with Keith. I always remember this. I'm always seeing Keith at these places. I think I sat next to Keith. What one was that? What did I sit next to you for, Keith? That was something different. Courtney, what's going on? So too is in January? Jesus Christ, dude. I was in Congress for Trump's State of the Union. Biden's address to Congress or State of the Union was. Wait, no. What the fuck, dude? Dude, here's the problem, chat. And again, I want to say something. These are A, serious first world problems. B, thank you for that, Allie. Holy shit. A, these are serious first world problems. B, as I talk about this, I want to be clear that I'm so grateful to be able to do it. And like, I remember, working doubles at like AT&T retail or in like at a restaurant. So being like, oh, I worked so hard politically. It's like, very lucky to have that problem, but genuinely, when it like the mental side of this, like that 2020, mid 2023 to now feels like I think I aged fucking 15 years. At least maybe it hasn't shown in my face. I still look like I'm 17, but I don't know, dude. That whole year, I was so the last 6 months of 2024, dude, or the last 6 months before November, I should say. I mean, fuck me, man. I was so stressed. I was trying, bro. I was trying. Oh, get him next time. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm tired. I love you. Thank you so much for all the love. Seriously, Ella MC Wheels, you have shown so much love tonight. Love you, Keith. Oh, Ella loves Keith. We all love Keith. So amazing. He's awesome. Burger King participation medal. I saw that. That was funny. I love Keith, man. I haven't seen Keith in a bit. Ella, thanks for all your support tonight. Ellen, Jose, it's not funny anymore. Jack, Frank, Latoya, I think. Lindsay. Connor, thank you guys all so much. Is this an ordering? Yes, it is. Ken's, I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I think it feels more for you. Gifts and gifts forever. Yo, Allie, thank you so much, Allie. It's like, it means so much, truly, from the bottom of my heart. Olivia, what's going on? How are you? All right. AI is saying late January, early February. I don't remember it being cold outside in DC. God damn it, I can't remember anything. I cannot remember. I'm like, I went somewhere one time. Does anyone remember why I went this one time? I think it's also because I'm tired. Honestly, like I'm really tired. I feel like it's hurting my ability to think rationally. Twitch, Libby, absolutely. Thanks for being so supportive. Taylor, have a great night. Carrie Noodle. Thanks to all my mods. Carrie, happy birthday, Jack and Piper's mom. Maggie, everybody. Carrie, you're the best. March 2024. That sounds right, Carrie. March. Wow. Oh, thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. Ella, thank you so much. You're so kind. It's the nasal spray, Ryan. Well, I got the surgery. I got the surgery like 2 weeks ago now, so there hasn't been any nasal spray. And maybe it's the come off the nasal spray as I recover from my surgery still. So much air. All right, I gotta go. I love you guys. Yeah, go to sleep. Raya. So good to see you. March 22nd is my birthday. What a great day. All right, I love you guys. I'm out of here. MAGA's stealing my brain. I know. I'm going to go try to regenerate. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everyone be safe. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night into Sunday morning. You're the best. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.